Carlos Zambrano is powerful. He's intense, wearing his emotions on his sleeve. He's fiery, entertaining, and fun to watch. Drama always seems to follow him. He's Big Z, and he's tonight's starter. Next. We greet you from Washington, D.C., one of the great summer tourist destinations here in our great country. Should be a nice night for baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet as the Cubs play Game 2 of a 4-game weekend series against the Washington Nationals. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Cubs Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Bob Brenly and Len Casper with you. A 6-2 win last night for the Cubs, getting the second half off to a good start. Let's just talk some pitching here. The starters should be an intriguing matchup tonight. Big Z for the Cubs. His last time out, he got the win and hit the game-winning home run.
I don't know what more you can do as a starting pitcher than what Z did against the Cardinals the last time out. 6 strong innings, gave up only 5 base hits. And Carlos gets up for every start, but you know he gets a little more jazzed to pitch against the Cardinals at Wrigley Field, and the big home run really righted the ship. Had a little bit of a rough inning right before that, but was able to come through with the victory.
Yeah, he was excellent after hitting that home run, so maybe that helped him get his focus on the mound. So he'll pitch tonight against a rookie right-hander named Craig Stammen. He's in for Scott Olson, who has a lat injury, so it's a righty instead of a lefty, and Stammen's coming off a complete game.
Scattered 9 hits against the Houston Astros his last time out. He's reportedly a sinker ball pitcher, doesn't strike out a lot, doesn't walk a lot, will give up a hit per inning, but gets a lot of ground balls, and a lot of those ground balls turn into double plays.
Been a tough year for the Nationals, but certainly Stammen in that performance in Houston in his last start stands out. Their 4th complete game of the season, and for the Cubs tonight, it'll be the first time they will have faced this rookie right-hander. So it's Big Z against a struggling Washington Nationals club. Jim Riggleman in his 2nd game as a Nats manager tonight. Derek Lee remaining red hot last night. We'll have the Cubs and the Nats coming up next.
Performance now is all about knowledge. Knowing you're driving the #1 selling car in its class. Knowing you're driving what Car and Driver named a 10 best for an unmatched 18th year in a row. And knowing that right now, BMW is offering exceptional programs to help you do so. Performance now is the 3 Series. Lease a BMW 328i for $349 a month or take advantage of 1.9%.
For more than 20 years, people have been coming to Bud's Skyline Inn, the Quad City's #1 supper club. Fly in for some of Bud's favorites, like their famous surf and turf, tantalizing steaks, succulent catfish, or mouth-watering prime rib. Relax at Bud's Skyline Inn with your favorite cocktail while keeping track of the arrival and departures at the Quad City International Airport. In a hurry? Get in and out with their $6.95 lunch specials every weekday. So for your next special occasion or just a quick lunch, Bud's Skyline Inn, just 2 minutes from the airport.
Trust DHCU for loans for any reason, for any season. Whether starting off on your own or moving into your golden years, we have a loan to fit your needs. Apply online, by mail, or phone, and get a reply as quickly as possible, usually by the same day. So surf us, buzz us, or stop by to find out how DHCU can improve the seasons of your life.
Cubs Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by the all-new 2010 Lexus RS, reinventing the vehicle that invented it all. Menards. At Menards, you'll find big lumber yards, big selection, and big savings. McDonald's of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Honda. Test drive a 2009 Honda today at your Honda dealer. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, dedicated to giving you the security to experience wellness everywhere. Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys. And by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
Well, the sun is out as we We're still a little ways away from dusk here in the Washington, D.C. area. They do have the lights on, but we do see some blue skies overhead. Got some rain earlier this afternoon. We're fine to start it. Let's get into the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Kosuke Fukudome with his first start of the second half. Ryan Theriot starting at .299 and a 9-game hitting streak. Derek Lee, 3 big hits last night. Ramirez, Bradley, Hoffpower in for the injured Soriano. More on that in a moment. Fontenot, Hill, and Zambrano at the bottom against 25-year-old rookie righty Craig Stammen. Stammen ready to work, as we mentioned in the open, coming off a complete game win in his last start. And Kosuke bounces one past Nick Johnson down the right field line. He's on his way to second. That'll be a leadoff double for Fukudome. Well, Johnson was playing off the line at first base, and Kosuke turning on one, snapping it 0 for 14. Nice start.
Yeah, not only was Johnson playing well off the line, but he was playing well in, taking the bunt away from Kosuke Fukudome, who rarely bunts for a base hit, and he takes advantage by lining one down into that right field corner for a leadoff double. Here you see how far off the line Nick Johnson was playing, right at the edge of the grass.
Brings up the red-hot Ryan Theriot, knocked in a couple last night in the series opener. Hitting .385 in the month of July. Cubs won game 1, 6-2 behind Rich Harden. That's not going to move Fukudome up, but Theriot reaches as it was bobbled by Alberto Gonzalez, and that'll be an error on him. That's the 3rd error already in this series for the Nationals. Well, they gave up 3 unearned runs last night. That's a big one tonight.
Well, what appeared to be an unproductive out for Ryan Theriot works out okay because of the boot at shortstop. That's about as routine a play as you can get. And Gonzalez just not able to come up with it. Theriot hustling down the line, puts runners at first and second for the middle of the Cubs order.
Well, we saw Ryan Zimmerman throw one away last night on a very routine play, and the Cubs were able to take advantage. Swing and a miss by Derek. And again, everyone in this Cubs lineup facing Stammen the first time through for the first time in their careers.
I mentioned the sinking fastball in the open of the show. He also throws a curveball that we just saw there to Derek Lee. An occasional straight changeup, but basically fastball, curveball. And if he's keeping that sinker down, you should see a lot of grounders.
He's missed a couple of breakers. 2 strikes on Lee. One of his 3 hits in the game last night, an opposite field home run.
Picked up right where he left off in the first half of the season. A rocket line drive to right field. That was a real good at bat. He pulled the fastball foul down the third baseline earlier in that sequence. Baited the opposing pitcher into trying to work him away and then drove it out of here to right field.
The kick in the 0-2 is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Astros won in Los Angeles last night, so they maintain their tie with the Cubs for 3rd in the division, but with St. Louis off last night. Both the Cubs and Astros picking up a half game in the standings and trailing by just 3. Milwaukee also won, and they're only 2 back. Big Z getting ready for his start and would love some first inning run support. The 2-2 to Lee called strike 3 on the inside corner. Gary Darling, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes, and he rings up Derek for a big first out for Stammen.
Take a look at the Nationals defensively, and I use that term loosely. This ball club makes more errors than any team in baseball. Adam Dunn with 10 errors in left field. Hard to believe. Niger Morgan in center. Josh Willingham over in right field. Zimmerman and Gonzalez on the left side of the infield. Willie Harris and Nick Johnson on the right side. Josh Bard once again doing the catching for right-hander Craig Stammen.
And they're going to turn two as Ramirez hit a hot shot to the shortstop Gonzalez, who makes up for his earlier error. And all Ramirez can do is smile. It's either laugh or cry, I guess. That's it for the Cubs. The Nationals are coming up.
Isn't it ironic that the car with the highest predicted residual value of any vehicle in its class is the one you'll never dream of selling? Range Rover Sport, the luxury that's more than a luxury.
I am the strength and you are the breath, and you will grow, become the best, and in your time find blue skies everywhere.
For generations, families have built lasting traditions with the confidence that Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois will continue to be there for all the celebrations yet to come.
Find blue skies everywhere.
These two here, guys. It's all good, man. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. You know what? Follow me. There you go, guys. Enjoy the game.
Heineken Light, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hey, guys. Can you pass me one? Please?
Heineken Light. Give yourself a good name.
More capable and sure-footed in this economy than most economists. Range Rover Sport, the luxury that's more than a luxury.
Now the Nationals Southwest starting lineup. Niger Morgan will lead it off. Nick Johnson, Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Dunn 2 through 4. Josh Willingham is in right. Willie Harris gets a start at second tonight. It's Bard behind the plate. Gonzalez in for Christian Guzman at short. And Stammen, the pitcher, hitting ninth.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively. Micah Hoffbauer, a late insertion in left field for Alfonso Soriano. Fukudomi in center, Bradley in right, Ramirez, Terrio, Fontenot, Lee across the infield. Once again, Coy Hill behind the plate for Big Z, Carlos Zambrano.
Working fast. 2 balls, no strikes to Niger Morgan. Excellent ERA at about 3.5. But only 5 wins in his first 16 starts. There's the first strike. Well, the Cubs with a golden opportunity in the top of this first inning, but could not score. So Z trying to shut down the Nationals as well. 3-2.
Well, if the first hitter of the game is any indication, we should see a boatload of ground balls from both starting pitchers in this game. We've already seen them from Craig Stammen. And Zambrano looks like he's got his good sinker going early.
That was barely foul past third. Temperatures in the mid-70s as we get started. Looks like a nice crowd is forming tonight, even after the rain.
Teams had a hit in the cages today. Right about the time batting practice was scheduled to start, the rains came down.
Ramirez better hurry, and the throw is late. He just didn't seem to get a lot on that toss as he had to hurry the throw, and Morgan beats it out with an infield hit.
And may have stepped on Derek Lee's heel down there at first base as he streaked past with an infield hit. Really not much more Ramirez could do. That ball slapped to his right. Makes the backhanded play. Knows he has to hurry. Doesn't get much on the throw. And there you see Derek Lee hobbling off the bag over there as Morgan clipped his heel as he went by.
Morgan stole a base and scored a run last night after a bunt single, but later after he walked, he got picked off by Carlos Marmol to end the 8th. The tying run was at the plate at that time, and Cubs would go on to add 3 in the 9th and win the game 6-2. That was a huge turning point, or at least a momentum killer for the Nationals. But you know what, Bob? If you have a guy like Morgan who can steal bases every once in a while, that is going to happen.
It's that old live by the sword, die by the sword. That's a big part of Nyjer Morgan's game, his ability to steal bases and disrupt the defense. And he's going to get picked occasionally. It was an odd-looking pickoff. It looked like he was in good shape to get back to the bag, but when he went to extend his right hand toward the base, he jammed it into the dirt, came up short. He's going to have his work cut out trying to get a jump on Big Z.
He takes off, and can they get him? No. Well, Morgan did the right thing. He just kept going. And he steals second base on a pickoff throw.
That's a mistake on the part of Zambrano out in the middle of the diamond. If you see that runner at first base break prematurely, you're taught to step off the rubber so you can turn around and deliver the throw to second base. Carlos saw Morgan break for second, but rather than step off and become a fielder, he threw a pickoff throw to Derek Lee at first base, who just couldn't get it to second quickly enough.
Meantime, he's gone to a 2-0 count on each of the first two batters. Z dominated the Nationals here last year on April 26th. Throw is into center, and Morgan's not going to try to get to third, fortunately. So no throwing error on Z. It's something we've seen on many occasions this year, the errant pickoff toss.
Boy, and a good pickoff toss probably gets Morgan out there at second base. Z has such quick feet on the mound, and Theriot timed his break perfectly. Yeah, if that throws on the bag, they have a chance. And you can see Theriot decoyed. He pounded his bare hand into the glove, held the tag on Nyjer Morgan as if he had the ball. I don't think Morgan really knew where the ball went.
The kick in the 2-0 is way high, 3-0. So Z trying to get it together here. 6 career wins against this franchise, which began play in 1969 as the Montreal Expos.
You see him trying to work for an extra lead out there, and Theriot puts the tag on him. Morgan never looks around to see where the baseball is. He assumed Theriot had it. It's not till much later than that he realized the ball was in center field.
The 3-0 to Johnson is a strike. Nick Johnson had a 10-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Bouncer foul, 3-2. Nationals have lost 11 out of 14. The Cubs have won 4 of their last 7 on the road, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is when you think about their overall road record. They're 8 under on the season. So they've been able to level it out as of late. And yesterday they started a stretch of 17 out of the next 23 away from home.
I don't know about you, partner, but every time we come to this ballpark, I feel like I should buy shampoo, deodorant, and get my prescriptions filled. Everywhere you look.
Yeah, the big W logo. Slicing fly down the left field line is out of play. Stick around for our Aflac trivia question. It revolves around that particular logo, which has been seen here in the D.C. area before. Another 3-2 pitch and another foul by Johnson. Well, a big win for Carlos in his last start against the Cardinals on Sunday. In the opener of that doubleheader, it was his first win in over a month, although he pitched really well during a winless streak that got up to 6 games, and now time called. You saw Theriot sneak in behind Morgan again. 4, 2 on with nobody out. The Nationals did not hit a ball out of the infield, and they're threatening, just like the Cubs did in the top of the inning.
Zambrano's trying to find that perfect rhythm out there on the mound. As you mentioned, to Nyjer Morgan, he was working extremely fast, even by his own standards. Slowed down a little bit there, that at bat by Nick Johnson before the ball, 4 base on balls, and just trying to find the right rhythm to repeat his delivery and get that ball into the strike zone consistently.
Zimmerman hit a home run in the 9th off Kevin Gregg in game 1. And he bats with 2 on and nobody out. Takes a fastball for a strike. There is no pitch speed readout in the ballpark at the moment, so hopefully we'll have those speeds for you at some point. Another throw to second, and Morgan is back.
We say this every time we see a number of pickoff attempts at second base. It's not necessarily to pick Nyjer Morgan off second, which would be okay, but just to get him to shorten up that lead a little bit, give your outfielders a chance to throw him out at home plate on a base hit into the outfield.
1-1 on Zimmerman, who this year became the first third baseman to represent the District of Columbia in an all-star game since Harmon Killebrew in 1959 for the old Senators at Forbes Field. Morgan at second, Johnson at first. We're in the bottom of the opening inning, game 2 of a 4-game weekend set before the Cubs head to Philadelphia to take on the defending world champs. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say that Zimmerman got quite a bit of extra work this afternoon working on his throwing motion from third base. Had a horrible throwing error in the ball game last night. He's got kind of an unusual delivery anyway from third base, and Jim Riggleman was trying to get him to get more on top of the ball, a little bit more of an overhand delivery to first base, if you will.
Now they're 36 under 500. But as they try to build for the future, which they've been doing for a while, they're building around Ryan Zimmerman and some young starting pitchers. We saw one of them last night, John Lannon, and maybe another one tonight, Craig Stammen. Smacked foul, still 2-2. And really, when they moved from Montreal prior to 2005, it was almost like they were an expansion team when you think about the bare bones budget this organization had the last few years in Montreal because it was owned by MLB. 3-2. Working very hard trying to get that first out. This is his 24th pitch already. Runners going, and a chance for a double play. They get it. The foul tip strikeout, and then Morgan nailed at third. You might have to take another look at Morgan. I think he waited a long time before he took off, and it cost him. He was out by a mile.
Well, you're taught to play this like a hit and run. Make sure the pitcher delivers, but you can see Morgan took an extra crow hop before starting his sprint toward third base. I think he was still going to be thrown out. Boy, Hill, those are the scary throws as a catcher when you know you have the guy by 10 feet down there. You just have to make sure to get it to Aramis in good shape. Boy, was able to do that. Big double play for the Cubs. So 1-0 on Adam Dunn.
with 2 outs and Johnson at second base. Well, the interesting thing about that play, Johnson took off like a base stealer because he's thinking if Zimmerman strikes out, and there's a Menard's Big Lumber stat, I better hustle. Morgan, the faster of the two, didn't run hard, and he got thrown out. Well, I shouldn't say he didn't run hard, but as you said, he got off to a very late start.
Anytime you start those runners with nobody out and a 3-2 count on the hitter, you're taught to play it like a hit and run. Make sure the pitcher delivers the ball to home plate. You put it on the hitter to put a strike in play and take ball 4. And that time the foul tip right into the glove of Coy Hill turned into an easy double play.
Are you a little hesitant sometimes to run on a 3-2 with nobody out?
I think it just
doesn't matter to you.
Depends on the philosophy of the manager and the personnel you have. More than anything else, it depends on the hitter's ability to make contact.
So the intentional walk to Dunn, and Josh Willingham takes ball 1 inside. Willingham had an 11-game streak end last night, but he's 5 for 7 against Carlos in his career. Well, even if he gets out of this first inning without any damage, there has been some damage done. That's to the pitch count. It's already at 30 and could come back to bite him a little later in the game. And more balls and strikes. Ground ball to the shortstop, Terrio, and it kicks off the heel of his glove. And fortunately, Nick Johnson wasn't running that hard, had his head down, was not looking at Pat Listash, the third base coach. So an error on Terrio, but fortunately it doesn't cost the Cubs a run, at least for now.
Not only was Nick Johnson running with his head down, that ball came up and looked like it bit Terrio on the bare hand. He was shaking it as he pursued that ball out into shallow center. Not only did Nick Johnson run with his head down, I don't believe Pat Listash gave him any kind of an indication that that ball had gotten through. As a third base coach, you got to jump up and down and yell and wave your arms and make sure that runner knows. Routinest of plays, he took his eye off the ball. He's looking right at Pat Listash, but Listash didn't give him any indication of what was going on behind him.
My bad. I assume Johnson just pulled up at third, but he was looking for a little help. 2-0 on Willie Harris. Boy, what a strange inning this has been. And that is very deep to right, and it is foul. Barely foul, as Harris was bidding for a grand slam.
Well, I mentioned it last night, Len. We're so at altitude here in the press box. We're not sure what the wind is doing down at field level, but the flags above the scoreboard are blowing toward the right field line and may have been just enough to curl that drive into foul territory. That was a blast.
3-1. It's a minor miracle as he hasn't given up a run, but he's dangerously close. This will be his 36th pitch. And he just walked in the first run. Here comes Johnson to the plate. 3 walks in the inning. And still, the Cubs outfielders haven't really had to make a play.
Obviously not what the Cubs wanted out of Big Z tonight. We showed you that little shot in the open of the show when Mike Fontenot jumps on Carlos's back in the dugout, and basically that's what this team needs Carlos to do, carry them for a little while. Dempster's on the disabled list. We're not sure about the status of Ted Lilly moving forward. Big Z needs to step up and be the ace of the staff, and so far in this first inning, no signs of being an ace tonight.
Well, the news on Dempster has been encouraging. He has felt okay coming back from the broken toe, but found out today Ted Lilly's been battling a knee issue, and we're not quite sure if he'll be able to go tomorrow night. If not, Randy Wells, who is slated for Sunday, would move up and pitch tomorrow night, and then Kevin Hart would go Sunday. Josh Bard pops up the first pitch, but it's going to find the seats behind the visiting dugout. I think on both ends, when you think about the error in the top of the first inning, and in the way this has gone here in the bottom, you little leaguers out there, after you watch this first inning, just erase it from your mind. This is not going to appear in the how-to video.
No, this might be one of those nights you're better off just going out in the backyard and playing a little baseball. Maybe it's contagious. The Nationals kicking the ball around. The Cubs return the favor here in the bottom half of the inning.
The 1-1 rocketed foul. Now they're starting to hit the ball hard as Z is forced to throw some strikes. The 1-2 on the way, bounce past Z, backhanded. Oh, what a flip by Fontenot, right from his glove to Ryan Theriot, covering second base to get out of the inning. That's how you do it. They leave them loaded. They do score one. It's 1-0 Washington.
Our 737s fly to over 65 cities across the country every day.
Final boarding call.
Each with an average speed of 590 miles per hour. Almost as fast as you. Nothing's going to hold you down. Starting August 16th, fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to Boston Logan for just $89 one way. Bags fly free on Southwest, so our low fares stay low. Grab your bag. It's on. Book now at southwest.com.
When this hotel added Aflac to complement their benefits package, it made a big splash with the employees. Find out more at forbusiness.com.
Are you going to the game or looking for a place to watch it? The Captain Morgan Club on Addison and Sheffield is calling your name. Open year-round with 30 flat-screen TVs and an outdoor patio. Come to the Captain Morgan Club to watch the Cubs and every sporting event. Tickets or no tickets, we're calling all captains.
The Pontiac summer closeout is here. Hurry to get the Pontiac you want before they're gone. The price on the tag is the price you pay. Get a 2009 Pontiac Vibe for $13,708 after all offers. Or get 0% APR for 60 months on most 2009 Pontiac models. All are backed with the best coverage in America, including a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Get some excitement while you still can during the Pontiac summer closeout. Find your local dealer at PontiacDrive.com.
Time for our Mercedes Attention Assist of the game. Can't do it any better than this. Watch Mike Fontenot from the position that he started from, ranging way up the middle of the field. The backhand toss from glove to glove for the force out at second base, bailing Carlos Zambrano out of a rough first inning.
Boy, mark that one down. That could loom large. They have to feel very fortunate they only got one. Here's Milton Bradley. A rough night at the plate last night, 0 for 5, but the Cubs won 6-2. One ball, one strike. Kind of a small thing, but Craig Stammen pitches from the middle of the pitching rubber. We see a lot of guys work from one side or the other. He's right in the middle. See Ted Lilly usually work from the third base side.
You know, some guys want to give themselves an angle on the opposing hitters. Ted Lilly trying to run that cutter in on the hands of the right-hander. Other guys will work from the far first base side of the rubber. It just depends on their comfort level out there. And Stammen is not just a sinker ball pitcher. We've seen a lot of big overhand curves already in this ball game, and feels more comfortable pitching right out of the middle.
That's his first walk of the night. So the leadoff man is on, and Micah Hoffpower in the lineup tonight because Alfonso Soriano dislocated his right pinky finger last night as he got caught in between first and second and diving back into first. He jammed his finger. They were able to pop it back in, but he had some swelling today, and that's why he's out of the lineup. Here's the injury from last night.
The throw had sailed over the cutoff man in an effort to get back to the bag. At first, he jammed that right pinky finger. We saw the reaction immediately. He looked at his hand, started pulling on that little finger. But because he stayed in the game, we assumed it wasn't anything too serious.
And he told me before the game the difference, there's a big difference between jamming your left small finger versus your right for a right-handed batter. Line to right, but right at Willingham for the out. And his point was, if it's the bottom hand, and he's had it happen before, you can hang that pinky finger off the knob of the bat. But the top hand, you really have to be able to get that finger all the way around the handle, and he was unable to do that today. Watch the Cubs take on the Reds on Friday, July 24th at 1:20. Kids get to the ballpark early. The first 5,000 children 13 and younger will receive an exclusive Chicago Cubs plush bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop. Compliments of Pepsi and Arby's. Mike Fontenot with a base hit into right. Trying to stretch it into two, and he will. Bradley stopping at third. Fontenot with a big night already on both ends. The defense and now the offense.
Jumping on the first pitch he sees from Stammen, a sinker right in the middle of the plate, just buggy whips it down into that right field corner. Good base running by Milton Bradley, just put his head down, sprinted to second base, and then picked up Mike Quaddy at third. Didn't look back over his shoulder to see what was going on in right field. Picked up his third base coach and was able to easily advance on to third.
Second and third with only one out. Ball one to catcher Coy Hill.
Well, you see Milton Bradley looks to his left, pick up the coach. Those coaches get offended when you look over your shoulder. Try to follow the flight of the ball on your own. That's why they're out there. Take advantage of them.
Outside 2-0. Zambrano on deck. Cubs trail 1-0. An excellent opportunity for the second straight inning to get some runs. Low for ball three.
Time for our Jimmy John's delivery of the ball game. This time it comes from the catcher, Coy Hill, on a strike him out, throw him out, double play at third base, limiting the damage that the Nationals were able to do in that bottom half of the first. Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Calls strike 3-1. The next pitch, and a backhanded stab by Gonzalez, and he looks Bradley back and throws to first. 2 down.
Based on the reaction of Milton Bradley, I have to assume that they were making the ball get through to the outfield. The Nationals were playing way back up the middle of the field. Granted, that ball was hit crisply to the shortstop, but Milton Bradley not in a position to score on contact. So apparently they were making the ball get through.
Z bounces foul. Nice barehanded pick by Matt Sinatra.
Late break right there after the ball was already to the shortstop. No chance to try to score then.
That ball certainly was hit hard by Hill.
And I'll tell you, even though Carlos is a good hitting pitcher, I have to believe they were going on contact there.
Z comes through. He's going to knock in 2 for another go-ahead RBI. It'll be a double for Z. Hit the game-winning homer in his last start. He makes it 2-1 Cubs. And the Cub fans in attendance are on their feet.
Some nights you wish Carlos was as comfortable on the mound as he is in that batter's box. That was a curveball from Stammen, and he was all over it. Spanked that ball down into the right field corner.
The big 2-out, 2-run double for Z. Fukudome takes ball 1. A strike. 1-1 the count on Kosuke. Craig Stammen is 25 years old, born in Coldwater, Ohio. Not sure if it's near Hotwater, Ohio. That backed up Willie Harris, and he throws out Fukudome. Well, let's see if Zambrano can use that offense to help him on the mound like it did last time out. 2-1 Cubs.
CSNChicago.com is giving you exclusive access to your favorite Chicago sports team with blogs, expert analysis, special behind-the-scenes videos, and more. All from your favorite Comcast Sportsnet personalities. Only on CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by Toshiba.
My name is Blake, and I'm the chief shoe giver at Tom's Shoes. I operate my entire business from my phone. I need a network with great coverage, because for every pair of shoes that we sell, we give a pair away to a child in need. It would be impossible for me to do this without a network that works around the world.
More bars in more places. AT&T, the best coverage worldwide.
Get the right Hunter fan for your home now at Menards. Menards has the largest stock Hunter ceiling fan selection of any home center. Plus, right now, all stock Hunter ceiling fans are 15% off. They're a great addition to any home, and they save up to 47% on cooling costs. This 44-inch Quiet Breeze ceiling fan comes in 3 finishes with glass lights, $64.99. The 52-inch Green Line in 3 finishes is just $109.
Save big money at Menards.
Weeknights at 11, the Monsters take over Comcast Sportsnet's late night with a special 1-hour encore of Monsters in the Morning. Catch the very best interviews and hottest sports topics from the morning show. Monsters in the Morning Encore, weeknights at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Don't miss the action as the Cubs battle the Reds on Saturday, July 25th. Game time is 12:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 adults 21 and older will receive a Cubs keychain, compliments of Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, you don't get do-overs in this game, but it kind of feels that way for Big Z. Had to fight hard to get through a rough first inning. Gave up just 1 run. And a first pitch strike on Alberto Gonzalez, the shortstop. See knocking in 2 with a double in the top of this inning. Gonzalez in there at short because Christian Guzman has some bunions on his feet. So he's listed as day-to-day.
That's a good place for him. This is no laughing matter if you have bunions on your feet. Very painful condition, especially for a guy who relies on his range out there at shortstop.
A 1-2 to Gonzalez. Rolled up the middle, not hit hard, and Terrio simply slows it down. Gonzalez has 3 hits in this series.
Zambrano maybe could have had a play on it. Wasn't hit that hard back up the middle of the field. A little chopper jam shot, but Big Z had fallen off to the first base side of the mound. It got through, and all Terrio could do was knock it down in shallow center field.
Stammen gets down the bunt. Throw goes to second. In time, and the throw pulled Fontenot off the bag on the relay. Boy, that would have been a great double play. They do, however, get Gonzalez at second.
Skin of their teeth, they were able to get that lead runner. A risky play by Big Z's Carlos Zambrano, but he does get it to Terrio in good time. Terrio's relay throw to Mike Fondo covering first, however, pulls him off the bag.
Outside on Morgan. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's one of those plays that I'm sure Lou and Larry and everybody sitting in that third base dugout were going, no, 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 yes. Risky force out there at second base.
Ramirez in on the grass at third. You have the pitcher running. It's slapped into left, and Morgan's 2 for 2. Nick Johnson hits a gapper here. I'm curious to see if Stammen can outrun Morgan. He has 90 feet of a head start.
I think it'll be a dead heat at home plate if it comes to that. Hopefully it won't. Especially with the lead that Stammen's getting out there at second base. He saw those pickoff attempts to Nyjer Morgan, and he knows he's nowhere near as quick as Nyjer Morgan, so he's playing it real close to the vest out there at second base.
Johnson got a really good look at Z in his first at bat. Ended up walking, but saw a ton of pitches, and he's 2-0 again this time around. Nick Johnson is the nephew of former Cub Larry Bowa. Inside, 3-0. Johnson played against Derek Lee in high school. They're both from Sacramento, California. Just 38 games last year for Johnson. He's been ravaged by injuries throughout his career. Last year was a right wrist. There's a bouncer right side. Fontenot will take the short throw to Derek. On a big second out for Z, especially after a 3-0 count to start that sequence. Chance for Zimmerman. As part of a strike him out, throw him out double play in the first inning. Second and third, 2 outs. First base open, but Adam Dunn with 23 home runs on the season is on deck.
This is an interesting situation because Zimmerman is the best player on this team, probably the best hitter on this team, maybe along with Nick Johnson. You do have first base open and a guy in the on-deck circle that's just as likely to strike out as he is to walk or hit a home run. So I'm sure Big Z is going to be careful with Zimmerman here. One thing, the middle of this Washington lineup will force the opposing pitcher to throw strikes. Very patient, very good eye for the strike zone. Johnson, Zimmerman, and Dunn.
Yeah, they're second in the National League in on-base percentage at .344. Most walks in the NL. Bouncer foul. if the Nationals this year, Bob, had the Cubs pitching staff, they might be in first place in their division. I mean, it sounds amazing to say considering they're 36 under 500, but their offense is not bad at all. Swing and a miss. Well, it's been a rough night for Zimmerman. He has struck out both times, and Z has a 2-1 lead after
2. Every drive can be broken down into millions of tiny moments. And in each of these moments, the LS is learning how you shift, how you accelerate. It's even learning body temperature, so that when each journey ends, the LS is a different car, one that's a little more educated about a subject called you. The Lexus LS.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Why do people shop at K&K True Value Hardware?
The place where you want to feel like you're being treated as a customer and as a person. That's the good vibes that you get back from people at K&K.
I know that when I walk in the door, someone is going to be there to help me. My gosh, I've seen some of the same people for 25 years.
They're friendly. They help me out with a lot of my questions, and it's just great to see a smile.
Service with answers, that's the K&K way.
Come out to Valley Falls Adventure Golf for exciting and affordable fun for the whole family. Watch the kids explore the premier miniature golf course in the Quad Cities as you sit back on the patio at Happy Joe's and Rudy's Tacos. Or take a swing yourself. There's adventure at every turn at Valley Falls. We also offer birthday, charity, fundraising, and special events packages for miniature golf and Happy Joe's. Valley Falls Adventure Golf, one slice short of heaven. Located behind Happy Joe's and Rudy's Tacos in Coal Valley.
Time for the Jaguar High Performance of the Week. Ryan Theriot from the 7th through the 16th, a 407 average, and went into tonight with a 9-game hitting streak as he bats for the second time. Reached on an error his first time. That's a Jaguar High Performance of the Week. Did you write that guitar solo? Very nice.
Maybe write it. I don't think I can play it.
Theriot fouls off. How do you spell?
Maybe a little bit of rain starting to fall here in the nation's capital. Some umbrellas sprouting up in the lower deck. Thought it was neat looking down from our perch up here on top of the stadium when the rain does start. It looks like a time-lapse photo of a flower garden. All the different colored umbrellas start to pop up all around the stadium.
We know it's raining here. We get wet.
Yeah, that's right.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bounce to third for Zimmerman. Up Derek Lee for the second time. He was caught looking in the first. He hasn't been able to figure out Stammen just yet.
Stammen throwing a series of curveballs to start the sequence back in the first inning and then finished him off with a sinker inside. This time comes with back-to-back sinkers to jump ahead 0-2.
Stammen was born in Coldwater, Ohio. He went to the University of Dayton and was a 12th round pick in 2005. In the dirt, 1-2. But he pulled it foul.
Well, even the ball girls here are bad defenders. She misplayed that one badly. Rubbing off on everybody.
Derek leads the majors in homers and RBIs this month. 7 homers, 19 RBIs in July. Just outside. 2-2. Starting to get some pretty good swings now.
Got a hanger right there, a curveball up around the belt. That's about as big a swing as you'll ever see Derek Lee take on a hanging breaking ball. Boy, hitters' eyes just light up when they see that curveball up high. That's a home run swing, just got under it a little bit.
Up Zimmerman about 3 or 4 steps, and his throw is right on the money, so that pregame work with his throws to first paying off. Get Chicago Sports News Nightly on Sports Night, presented by Dex. Coming up tonight at 10, it's opening night of the Blackhawks convention. Plus, we'll catch up with Rich Hill and Felix PA at U.S. Cellular Field. Join Luke and Sarah for Sports Night, presented by Dex, tonight at 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Ramirez gave up on that pitch, and it was ball 1. Swung on and missed 1-1. There's a deep drive to left, and there's that home run power for Aramis Ramirez, his first since coming back from the DL, and it's 3-1. How good is that to see? It's his first home run since May 6th.
Good to see because of the location of the pitch. Our Heineken home run replay, a sinking fastball down and in. You have to be quick and strong with that lead arm to get to that pitch, and Ramirez creamed it.
Fifth homer of the year for Aramis. And the Cubs lead by 2. His last multi-homer game was against the Nationals. It was at Wrigley Field, but August 23rd of last year, so maybe he could turn the trick again tonight. He can connect again. Bradley goes opposite field for his first hit of the weekend. He's been on both times.
For a guy that hasn't hit a home run in a long time, there was no doubt about it. As soon as he made contact, he stood straight up at the plate, watched the flight of the ball before starting his home run trot around the bases. He knew he got it.
All this happening with 2 outs. The home run by Ramirez, a single by Bradley, now a swing and a miss by Hoffpower. Valenca helped out Zambrano in Z's last start on Sunday with a first inning 3-run homer. They could hit him. You could just hear it caught something.
Just grazed the uniform there in the right armpit of Micah Hoffbauer as he tried to spin out of the way of that fastball up and in. Very nice pirouette. Those ballet lessons are paying off.
Yeah. Here comes Steve McCaddy, Nationals pitching coach. Able to get the lead with a 2-run double by Zambrano in the second, and now the Ramirez 2-out home run to make it 3-1 in the third. Well, Ramos has talked about not being 100%, but that was the old Aramis Ramirez on that home run swing, no question about it. Veteran Ron Vallone is up in the home bullpen. A roller backhanded by Johnson, and he'll take it by himself to end the inning. Aramis Ramirez is now officially back. Home run hitter, connecting for his first homer since coming off the DL, and it's now 3-1 Cubs.
Kobach.
Mr. Miller. Everyone's heading to Arby's for the official $5 combo of summer, featuring Arby's new barbecue bacon cheddar roast burger with curly fries and a drink for only $5. Big on barbecue taste, it's the $5 combo done better.
Plan your next corporate or social function in one of Wrigley Field's private party accommodations. Wrigley Field offers a variety of private catered opportunities to host and impress your group. The Mezzanine Suites presented by Nuveen Investments has 4 convenient rental plans to fit all budgets and needs. For larger parties of 75 to 100, the Bud Light Batter's Eye, located in center field, provides a unique view of the game. All private party accommodations provide generous food and beverage packages, as well as VIP parking. Call 773-404-CUBS or visit Cubs.com.
One minute, we were sitting on the couch just talking about it.
And then more and more people kept coming.
The city of brotherly love gets a visit from the Cubs as they battle the 2008 World Series champs, the Philadelphia Phillies, followed by Lowe's Cubs post-game live. Join Lynn and Bob as the Cubs take on the Phillies. Monday at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Cubs Destinations, a preferred baseball road trip provider of the team, provides fans with the most unique VIP road trip experience available. Each package includes great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more information, visit Cubs.com. One strike on Adam Dunn. Make it 0-2 on the National Slugger. Three home runs. He's nearing a single season mark for their short franchise history, going back to 05 by a left-handed batter. But doesn't connect this time.
Tardy on a fastball right there. Zambrano jumping ahead in the count. hopefully keep his pitch count down here for 2 or 3 innings in a row and get a little deeper into this ball game after a 40-pitch first inning.
Ball 1 on Willingham, the right fielder. Reached down an error in the first inning. That kept the inning alive for Willie Harris, who walked in a run. So that made it unearned. Well, we have the upcoming rotation with Ted Lilly bothered by some left knee inflammation. Randy Wells will start tomorrow night. Kevin Hart will be officially recalled for Sunday's start. Fukudome surrounding it in right center. Willingham is out. And then Ted Lilly will pitch Monday night in Philadelphia, so he'll get a couple of extra days of rest for that knee.
And we're told this has been an ongoing problem. He's had some discomfort in there his last 2 or 3 starts. You would never know it by the way he goes about his business out there on the mound.
Outside on Harris, who missed a grand slam by a couple of feet in his first at bat. Well, he had a big game against the Cubs at Wrigley Field last August 22nd as he bunts it foul. 2 home runs, including a go-ahead grand slam, and the Nationals 13-5 win. First career 2-homer game, first career grand slam. Side. So both of those home runs coming in one game. Lifted to left. Hoffpower's over, but boy, what an effort. He caught it! What a play by Hoffpower. He went into the stands and came out with a ball. You're going to be seeing that one for quite some time. Inning over. Micah Hoffpower diving into the seats. What a play.
Need you in the wheelhouse.
Tenacious grip, no matter the conditions. Firehawk tires with Unity technology, only from Firestone.
2 beers. You got it. Are you insured? Do you know when your beer is perfectly cold? Or do you risk drinking a warm one? If you have the new Coors Light Cold Activated can, you're covered, because now every can turns blue when your beer is as cold as the Rockies. It's cold insurance. Only from Coors Light. Cold beer? That's our policy.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Celebrate the next 100 years of engineering excellence this summer with GMC. Where the price on the tag is the price you pay on Acadia, the 8-passenger crossover from GMC. Get a fuel-efficient 2009 GMC Acadia for $29,376. Or get 0% APR financing for 60 months on most 2009 GMC models. Acadia, engineering that happens when you never say never. Now at the GMC Summer Event.
Sunday, it's a bird hunt on CSN as Jermaine Dye and the Sox fight off Brian Roberts and the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage begins with Felco White Sox pregame live. Join Hawk and Stoney for White Sox Orioles Sunday at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Cubs Cubs with a 2-run lead as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. One of the best catches you will ever see. What is it about this ballpark that brings out the best in our defenders in the outfield? Reed Johnson last year, and this year Micah Hoffpower going up into the Diet Coke and popcorn to catch that last fly ball down the left field line.
I was just simply saying good effort, and he went around that guy. Well, he caught it behind that fan.
The real key to the play was negotiating that little corner right there. If he ran straight over, he would have hit the wall and not been able to get there, but he kind of maneuvered around that corner, got himself into a position where at least he had a chance at it. But I agree. I didn't think he was going to make a play on that ball. One last peek down there, just throws his body up into the stands. Excuse me, sir, you have something I need. Nicely done.
A 1-2 to Coy Hill, called strike 3 for the first out of the 4th. That guy's lucky he didn't hit him right in the head.
And then Micah knocked that other lady's hat off as he brought the glove out of the stands. What a catch.
Zambrano with the biggest hit of the night, a 2-out, 2-run go-ahead double in the 2nd inning. Stammen with a 1-1 pitch. Up and in a little bit. Home run cut. Came up empty-handed, 2-2. Seven RBIs on the season, 54 in his career. Popped out of the middle part, so that keeps Z alive. Ball to center. Morgan drifts back and makes the play, 2 outs. Time for tonight's Aflac trivia question. Aflac! Which 2 current American League franchises began play here in Washington, D.C.? Older baseball fans should know this, but I think there'll be some younger fans who may not know a couple of franchises started play here in the District of Columbia. They also may not know that Ted Williams managed here back in the 60s. Giving away the answer, but the Washington Senators, the original version of the Senators, there were 2 different American League teams named the Senators, but the first one, that was a charter member of the American League in 1901. And they won 1 World Series championship in 60 years. That was 1924. Well, we'll get the answer coming up.
I know one of them. I'm not sure about the second.
Into the hole at short. Gonzalez with a long throw, but no chance to get Kosuke. Picks up his second hit in 3 tries. So an infield single for the Cubs leadoff man. Inning still alive for Terrio.
Well-placed ground ball, forcing Gonzalez to go way in the hole and make that off-balance throw across the diamond, and Kosuke busting it out of that left-handed batter's box is able to beat it out easily at first base for an infield hit.
Breaking ball is low and in the dirt. Well, Greg Maddux had his number 31 retired earlier this year along with Fergie Jenkins at Wrigley Field, and tonight he's having that number retired in Atlanta by the Braves, which I think is pretty appropriate. Runner goes. Here's the throw on the money. Bard had struggled on the season, 4 for 30 before nailing Kosuke Fukudome. That'll end the top of the 4th, 3-1 Cubs.
Hope he has that insurance. You really need these days.
How come?
Well, if you're hurt and can't work, it pays you cash.
Yeah, to help with everyday bills. Like gas, the mortgage.
And groceries! It's like insurance for daily living. Mm-hmm.
So what's it called?
Aflac!
Oh, yeah.
Aflac, we've got you under our wing.
My lottery dream. Well, why are you here? My ticket didn't win. I got a second chance. You can win 35 grand every weekday this summer with old tickets. I have old tickets. I know. I love those pants. You don't think they're too much?
The Second Chance Summer. Bring back your tickets. Bring back your dreams.
Let's answer tonight's Aflac trivia question. Which 2 current AL franchises began play here in Washington, D.C.?
Texas Rangers, one of them?
Yep,
Yeah.
the Minnesota Twins were originally the Senators, and then later the other Senators became the Texas Rangers. That was a franchise managed by both Gil Hodges and Ted Williams. So now you know.
And if memory serves me, as a manager, Ted Williams was a real good hitter.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. I don't think the teams he managed here were very good. Pop flying to short left. Terrio calling off the Gold Glover, Micah Hoffbauer. Well, you thought we watched the presidential race last fall, but no. This is a real one.
Teddy Roosevelt, with his own stimulus plan here, had a big lead in the race. Dressed as Santa tonight for some unknown reason, but his generosity cost him the race. Abe Lincoln came streaking in from behind and broke the tape first.
Teddy has not won all year.
I can see why.
They're distracted. I guess Teddy has never won.
I know who Ted Lilly was rooting for. Unfortunately, didn't work out.
Two and one on the shortstop Gonzalez. Make it 2-2. Wasted foul and on a play off to the right. Cubs' next opponent, the Phillies, really heating up, trying to win their 7th in a row tonight. They have a 5-game lead in the Eastern Division, and they're leading at Florida 4-1. Chopper foul, still 2-2. Reds lead the Brewers 1-0, bottom of the 4th. Jeff Suppan and Bronson Arroyo pitching matchup in that one. Good battle here between Zambrano and Gonzalez. St. Louis hosting Arizona just underway. Chris Carpenter pitching for the Cardinals. John Garland for the Diamondbacks. Cardinals are 2 up on Milwaukee, 3 ahead of the Cubs and the Astros in the Central. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Time for the Coors Light freeze can.
Now the bunt to the right side of the infield right there. Zambrano has to make a split-second decision whether he thinks he can get that lead runner. You like your guys thinking aggressively on defense. A very dangerous play, but just does get the throw there ahead of the sliding runner.
The count on the pitcher Stammen, who did bunt into that fielder's choice. Put out at second base. 1-2. Nice gesture by Carlos on Sunday. He was given the option of game 1 or game 2, but he wanted Randy Wells to get a little more of that spotlight in the Sunday night game, so that's why Z decided to pitch in game 1. Unfortunately, Wells took the loss in game 2, gave up a couple of homers to Ryan Ludwig. Randy will be right back out there tomorrow night.
Different pitchers feel differently about it. Some guys don't want to wait around all day to take the ball during one of those split doubleheaders. As Zambrano walks the opposing pitcher here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Other guys want to stay on a more normal routine, get up, have a little breakfast, spend some time with the family, maybe take a little power nap in the afternoon, and then go to the ballpark for the night game.
Speaking of that, and going back to last night, as Morgan takes strike 1 at the knees, Lou Piniella looked at the same numbers that we talked about last night, and he will do everything he can to make sure Rich Harden pitches at night and on the road. There are times where there's nothing you can do about it. But those numbers did catch the attention of the Cubs manager. Harden has been a lot better at night and on the road this year. Harden, is from Canada. He says he likes pitching in the cooler temperatures at night versus during the daytime.
I'll tell you, if Rich Harden throws the ball the way he did last night, he can pitch at midnight in a snowstorm. It wouldn't make any difference. He had really good stuff, great command of his fastball and his changeup last night.
Morgan has been pesky here tonight with 2 hits and a stolen base. Was caught stealing. Checked swing and a foul. the pitcher Stammen with 2 outs. And then Morgan is 3 out of 3.
Base hits by Nyjer Morgan have been just like that one. He just pokes the ball the opposite direction. One was a ground ball to Aramis Ramirez at third. And the other 2 clean, soft line drives into left field.
The Nationals are 0 for 5. With runners in scoring position. It was a pitch to Johnson. Caught the outside sliver of the plate, according to Gary Darling. Smothered by Hill. Well, 3 runs has been the magic number for the Cubs. They are 41 and 14 when they score at least 3 runs. Their .745 winning percentage, leading the majors. However, just 3 wins in their last 32 games covering the season in which they have scored fewer than 3 runs. Back to Z as he lobs to Derek Lee, and that's the inning. The Nationals have stranded 7 through 4. They're 0 for 6 with men in scoring position, and the Cubs lead 3-1.
On Sunday, August 9th, minor league excitement is back in the 2nd annual Road to Wrigley, presented by National City, now part of PNC. Get ready for a day of action featuring the wacky superstars and fan interaction. Kids under 14 will get a chance to run the bases after the game. Tickets starting at just $5. Order today at Cubs.com.
Don't miss out on anything happening with your team. Visit CSNChicago.com for the biggest and best selection of videos, full-length press conferences, locker room reaction, and insider access you won't get anywhere else. CSNChicago.com, your hub for complete access to your favorite Chicago sports team.
America, put down your sandwiches and speak up.
Subway, eat fresh.
When you want savings you can taste.
Eat fresh.
Eat fresh. Flavor you can bank on.
Eat fresh.
Eat fresh. And huge flavorific subs that won't take a big bite out of your wallet.
Eat fresh.
Eat fresh.
Right now at Subway restaurants, you can get 1 of 8 regular 6-inch fresh value meals for just $5. That's 1 of 8 regular 6-inch sandwiches, plus chips and a drink for just $5. Subway, eat fresh.
How can a 94-year-old green guy save you money during the recession? He can check out your comfort system for free and tell you how to save money on energy efficiency. J.L. Brady has been offering the best HVAC service in Iowa and Illinois since 1915, and they can show you how to go green and save up to 30% on heating and cooling expenses. A system like that could pay for itself in less than 2 years. They're family-owned, and after all these years, still doing it the Brady way, the right way.
Every morning, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Sign up for a subscription to Vineline, the official monthly magazine of the Chicago Cubs. Only Vineline offers exclusive coverage from spring training all the way through the Cubs' next postseason run. Visit the Vineline blog at Cubs.com and order today.
Our sentiments exactly.
Yes, indeed.
Cubs legend Ron Santo has been battling a kidney infection, but feeling better every day. And, well, you know, he'd love to be on this trip, and we'll see Ron when we get back to Wrigley Field next week. Keith Moreland, former Cub, is filling in on this trip along with Pat Hughes and Judd Surratt. Terrio starts the Cubs' 5th, leading 3-1, trying to get 2 games over 500. Foul pop to the seats. 1 strike. Every game, and I'm sure it'd be tough for you to add up every game you've either participated in or watched or managed at this level, but every game is unique. Some games feel like the same game we just saw, but this one tonight has had a vibe all of its own.
All you need to know at this point is Craig Stammen has thrown half as many pitches in this ball game as Carlos Zambrano has thrown.
And he trails 3-1. Z right now, I mean, he's on pace basically to go 5 innings, and that's it. 99 pitches in 4 innings. Stammen's just over 70. Broken bat bouncer right to Ryan Zimmerman.
Zimmerman just does not look comfortable throwing the baseball. He hasn't made any miscues in this game tonight, but that throwing action that he has just doesn't look very free and easy and natural. Looks like he's really thinking about it and forcing those throws across the diamond.
Lee is 0 for 2.
We talked about the early work that he went through this afternoon, trying to get more on top of his throws. That time he really got some good seams. It's the way he finishes the follow-through.
Club to left and done. Able to make the catch. Adam Dunn does have a good sense of humor about his defensive play and able to smile after making a less than pretty play. I'll tell you, that ball took off on him.
It was hit very hard off the bat of Derek Lee. Got a good pitch to hit, just didn't elevate it very much. And Dunn came in a couple steps, then had to retreat a few steps, and finally had to jump to keep that ball from going all the way to the wall.
Ramirez bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his first time and hit his first home run in over 2 months. His second time up. Called strike, 2-1. Near a milestone with 899 career RBIs. You see Soriano with the 2 fingers taped, the pinky finger taped along with the ring finger. As he chats with Ed Halber from the athletic training staff. Still 3-2 on Ramirez.
The training staff can get real creative when it comes to taping up injuries so guys can continue to play. Looked like that's what they were talking about right there.
Ramirez bounces out to short. That's the first 1-2-3 inning for Craig Stammen. Bottom 5. Part of their order, 3-1 Cubs.
You accidentally wander from your lane. You were not aware, but your lane-keeping assist was. And after a gentle warning, you steer safely back into your lane. This is the new E-Class. This is Mercedes-Benz.
We're Here's that former American League home run champ.
Everything's good.
You didn't have to face me.
Stacy and I thought it was Lou All's best game of the year.
You see Shane go in and score last night? He turnstile that guy.
I'm a basketball guy.
Comcast Sportsnet's all-star lineup.
Went crazy.
Now that's supposed to be. Down here, please.
And that's how the batting glove got started.
Fans just like you.
A deep dish, big boy. Want some water?
Find all the greats on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. When breaking news happens, the Comcast Sportsnet news team has it covered.
Breaking news out of Hallis Hall this afternoon. The Bears have acquired quarterback Jay Cutler in a deal with the Denver Broncos.
Congratulations to Derrick Rose, today named the NBA Rookie of the Year.
I consider myself, most blessed man on the face of the earth today.
Get all your Chicago sports news when it happens on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Because driver distraction is the cause of so many accidents, your Distronic Plus system maintains your following distance and can automatically apply the brakes to avoid a collision. This is the new E-Class. This is Mercedes-Benz.
Hi, everyone. Gail Fisher with you. Stick around after the game for Lowe's Cubs Post-Game Live. Todd Hollandsworth and I will break down tonight's game. Plus, we'll discuss how Ted Lilly and Alfonso Soriano's injuries affect the team. That's immediately following the game, but now let's go back to Len and Bob in the nation's capital.
All right, Gail, thanks. 3-1. Cubs with the lead. Carlos Zambrano with the 1-1-2-3 inning. Same thing for Craig Stammen. Been a weird night, but Cubs leading, that's good. And Big Z coming through again at the plate.
Yeah, the pitch count when he's out there on the mound has been a little problematic. Hopefully he'll be able to get through this inning without too much trouble, and then we'll see what happens after that. He's already over the 100-pitch mark, but I'll tell you, this guy loves to hit. I mean, if there was any player in the National League that hates interleague play worse than Carlos, I don't know who it would be.
Zimmerman with a rainbow to right. Bradley trying to find it, and he finally does.
Dusky sky right now. Milton Bradley didn't see it initially, but keep looking in the area where you think it is, and maybe you'll see some movement, and ultimately Milton picks it up and asks the infielders for a little bit of help. Big time pull shift on for Adam Dunn. Ramos Ramirez playing straight up at the shortstop position. Everybody else on the right side of the infield and deep.
One and one the count. The wind, the pitch. Ball two. Always interesting numbers when you look at Dunn versus Z. He's 13 for 57 with 7 homers, 16 walks, 13 strikeouts.
We've seen a couple of those home runs at Wrigley Field that ended up way out on Sheffield Avenue.
And he struck him out on a foul tip.
Splitter that time from Big Z. He started to incorporate that pitch a lot more here in this inning. Perhaps feeling he's lost a little bit off his fastball because of the pitch count, so going a little bit more to his off-speed stuff.
The 0-1 to Willingham, swing and a miss. Two pitch, a little bit away. Nationals trying to win for the first time under their new manager, Jim Riggleman. There's Aaron Heilman up in the Cubs pen, talking Talking about the Washington Senators, Riggleman grew up in nearby Rockville, Maryland, and he would go to Senators games at Old Griffith Stadium when he was a kid. To Frostburg State University in Maryland. Ohio, you ever play Frostburg?
No, they wouldn't schedule us.
I don't know what the nickname of Frostburg is, but I think icebergs would be a good choice. The Frostburg Icebergs.
Snowmen.
Under 12 pitches for Z. Sure looks like this will be it. This 5th inning. Willie Harris on deck. A 3-2 on the way to Willingham. Got it. Called strike 3 on the front door slider. That caught the inside part of the plate. 6 strikeouts for him. He's probably done. Cubs lead 3-1.
Our 737s fly to over 65 cities across the country every day. Each with an average speed of 590 miles per hour. Almost as fast as you. Nothing's going to hold you down. Starting August 16th, fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to Boston Logan for just $89 one way. Bags fly free on Southwest, so our low fares stay low. Grab your bag. It's on. Book now at southwest.com.
We're off. Woo! Something smells funny, and it ain't the ponies. Floppy hats at 10 o'clock. Closest to the track, but farthest from reality. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me, ma'am. Good, honest beer at a tasty price is neck and neck with hoity-toity atmosphere. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And y'all gonna find out today because you're about to lose this highlight. Woo! Your head almost hit me in my face. We want to hand this out to the people really watching the race. It's a liberating landslide blowout victory for common sense.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Monday, the city of brotherly love gets a visit from the Cubs as they battle the 2008 World Series champs, the Philadelphia Phillies, followed by Lowe's Cubs post-game live. Join Lynn and Bob as the Cubs take on the Phillies. Monday at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Monday night, the Northsiders head to the city of brotherly love for a slugfest with Ryan Howard and the Phillies, the defending champs. Don't miss the Cubs and Phils Monday night at 6 Central right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Foul strike on Milton Bradley's. Aaron Heilman continues to loosen, indicating we think the end of Zambrano's night. 113 pitches over just 5 innings. But qualifying for the win tonight. The bullpen can get it done. No complaints about the starting pitching so far here in the second half as Bradley bounces back to Stammen, who throws him out.
His night on the mound may be over, but if we get down to that 9 spot in the order, it'll be interesting to see if Lou decides to go with a pinch hitter or let Big Z swing it one more time.
Hoffpauir has lined out and has been hit by a pitch and made a fantastic catch in the stands down the left field line. Number foul. Same result that time, 0-2. Play tonight, the closest races in terms of divisional races are in the National League Central. Cardinals up 2 on Milwaukee, and the AL West. Angels leading Texas by 2. And NL West may not be over yet. Giants are 6.5 out. Dodgers were the best record in baseball at 56-33, but they lost last night to Houston. He's now run at full, 3-2 on Hoffpower after an 0-2 start. Waited back on the breaking ball and fouled it back. Too far down the road, we'll be talking about the wild card race. Maybe a little too early at this point. If the season ended today, as Hoffpower got under one, the Giants would be the wild card winner in the National League. It's Willingham, 2 outs. Individual health insurance from a name you can trust. Call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois at 866-575-BLUE. And the New York Yankees will be the wild card winner over the AL if the season were to end today, but it's not ending today. We've got a long way to go. To Fontenot, he missed it 1-1. Backhanded by the shortstop. That's Gonzalez, and he throws on to first. And Stammen seems to be getting stronger. He's sent down 6 in a row. Bottom 6, 3-1 Cubs.
Car and Driver says Nissan Altima delivers a level of fun that's missing from most other midsize sedans. Yes, you can get excitement and quality. The 2009 Nissan Altima ranked highest among midsize cars in the initial quality study by J.D. Power & Associates, with more horsepower than Toyota Camry and no sacrifice in fuel efficiency. Some also say Altima's breaking the mold. Get one as low as $13,900 with government voucher. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
After the Cubs game, stay tuned for Lowe's Cubs postgame live. Extended highlights, press conferences, locker room interviews, and expert analysis with Todd Hollandsworth. Lowe's Cubs postgame live after the game on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Why do people shop at K&K True Value Hardware?
I've been shopping at K&K for over 25 years, and what brings me here is the quality of the service, the staff.
There's always somebody that's greeting you with a hello, and they're so helpful.
With a variety of products here, I always walk out with what I need.
They are awesome when it comes to anything you need. K&K is the place to go.
Service with answers, that's the K&K way.
Swing into Mulligan's Valley Pub for fun times and a great atmosphere. Kick back, sample the incredible drink selections and our daily specials. Watch your favorite teams and sporting events on our flat screen TVs, or sit out on the patio with a view of Valley Falls Golf Course. Come see us on Taco Tuesday. Your donations directed to local charities and people in need. Live music on Saturdays. Visit our website, mulligansvalleypub.com. Get your Irish on in Coe Valley.
At Mulligan's Valley Pub.
Chicago Tribune Live, weeknights at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Hey fans, on Monday, July 27th, the Cubs host the Astros at Wrigley Field. Game time is 7:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive Cubs luggage tags, compliments of United.
Honest Abe.
honest and mean looking.
Yeah, man. Red porch here at Nationals Park. As Aaron Heilman will start the parade of relievers here in the 6th inning. Against Willie Harris, corner men on the infield are in. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike on a fastball from Heilman. Aaron had lowered his ERA 192 points over 16 outings as lefty Sean Marshall gets ready from 549 to 357 before he gave up 4 runs against the Cardinals on July 10th. That'll put a hurting on your ERA as a short reliever. Up to 432.
You have to believe Sean Marshall's getting ready with an eye toward the top of the batting order. Because Carlos Zambrano started for the Cubs tonight, Jim Riggleman inserted as many left-handed hitters as he could get into his lineup, so a lot of righties off the bench. You roll around to the top of this Nationals order, you got Nigel Morgan, a left-handed hitter, and Nick Johnson, a very dangerous hitter, also a left-handed hitter at the top of the order. And if we get to that point in this inning, it will mean the Cubs are in some trouble. So Sean Marshall just getting ready a little ahead of time.
The 2 righties in the Nationals pen, Tyler Clippard and Jason Bergman. Both guys worked in the game last night. Called strike 3.
Located fastball. A little comeback action there. Started just off the inside corner. Got the reaction he wanted from Willie Harris. He just froze on that pitch. It tailed right back over the inside corner.
Josh Bard. Ball 1. When he was with Cleveland back in 2002, he made his major league debut against Seattle on August 23rd of that year. Hit a game-ending homer in the 9th off James Baldwin, becoming the first player to hit a walk-off home run in his debut since 1971. It's a heck of a start to your career. Miguel Cabrera of the Marlins would end up doing it that season as well after Bard did it.
Yeah, where do you go from there? I mean, unless you hit a game winner every game of your career, it's downhill.
Actually, Cabrera did it the following year, 2003, against Tampa Bay. And I believe Lou Piniella might have been the manager in the other dugout both times. It was Seattle in 2002 and Tampa Bay in 2003. I don't think I'm going to remind him of that fact. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I think if you could hang your hat on anything in terms of the second half, it's the starting pitching. And Harden last night was as good as he's been all year. Z tonight was not on top of his game on the mound, but ultimately leaving with a 3-1 lead and didn't give up an earned run. The 102 Gonzalez is low. Gonzalez came over from the Yankees last season. He's from Venezuela and signed originally with the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2002. Austin Kearns would bat for Stammen if Gonzalez gets on. The 3-2 pitch, a fly into center, fairly deep but playable. It's Fukudome, and Heilman goes 1-2-3. So we'll go into the 7th. Cubs won last night, and they're leading in Game 2, 3-1.
Experience a Cubs game at historic Wrigley Field. Individual tickets are available for upcoming games. Get your tickets now by calling 1-800-THE-CUBS, visiting the Wrigley Field box office, or by logging on to Cubs.com. See you at beautiful Wrigley Field.
Right now, buying a Toyota makes more sense than ever. You get the quality you can depend on. You can take advantage of unprecedented selection, and now you can get 0% financing on your favorite Toyota models. Like 0% financing plus $750 bonus cash on Camry. Or 0% financing and $500 bonus cash on Corolla. Or get 0% financing on a RAV4. Where can you find great cars, great leases, and great deals? Your Toyota dealer.
Finish your outdoor projects with help from Menards. Maintenance-free vinyl lattice is a great way to add beauty to landscaping, decks, and more. Available in 9 colors, starting at $7.49. Add color to your yard with Red Lava Rock. Great for flower beds, tree rings, or any landscaping project, $3.24 a bag. Or add the finishing touch to your landscaping with Bark Mini Nuggets, just $2.44 a bag. Helping make landscaping jobs easy, Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Wrigley Field like you never have before. Take a 90-minute behind-the-scenes tour of this legendary ballpark. Now, Chicago Trolley offers convenient transportation to and from Wrigley Field. Purchase tickets by calling 1-800-THE-CUBS or by visiting Cubs.com.
Lily's been having trouble with his knee. Yeah, he's been having trouble with his knee, and we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I'm not positive if Teddy's going to pitch tomorrow or not. We're not sure. We're not sure. If he doesn't pitch tomorrow, we can pitch Wells tomorrow, and then we'll move hard up to Sunday, and then we can wait and see what we do on Monday.
And that's exactly what is going to happen. Wells will go tomorrow. Hart will rejoin the roster on Sunday, and then Ted Lilly, if he can, will go on Monday. Tyler Clippard got a couple of outs last night in the 9th inning, gave up a sac fly, and then struck out Milton Bradley, and he's working again tonight with his team trailing by 2, 1 strike on Coy Hill. Clippard was born in Lexington, Kentucky. Swing and a miss. Good changeup from Clippard. High fastball, and tough pitch to lay off, even though it's out of the zone, but Coy was able to do that. 1-2. You never swung at that pitch.
I never took that pitch. Clippard, one of those odd right-handers that actually has had good success against the lefties.
Here he comes on a 2-2, and he got him. The game for Lowe's Cubs post-game live. Get highlights of all the action and analysis from Todd Hollandsworth. Don't miss Lowe's Cubs post-game live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. See, Todd in that little graphic was providing fantastic in-game analysis. You couldn't hear him, but you can hear him for the post-game analysis. If you stick around, here's Sam Fuld batting for Aaron Heilman. didn't mean to give that away. I don't want Todd to think nobody's listening to him. But every time we show that graphic, he's working really hard.
He's always working hard. He worked hard as a player. He works hard as a broadcaster.
Sam Fuld.
I think I can see why Clippard has had good success against left-handed hitters, holding him to an .091 batting average. He's got a real good straight changeup. Usually if you see a right-handed pitcher that does well against left-handed hitters, he either has a real good straight changeup or a real good split-fingered fastball. Bit of a delay behind home plate. Gary Darling giving Josh Bard a few moments to regroup back there. That foul tip got a big piece of it.
Pulled to Harris, who goes out into shallow right and throws out a hustling Sammy Fuld. Sam, but you got to call him Sammy every once in a while. It's baseball, for goodness sake. Bobby, Lenny, Sammy.
You start coming up with some nicknames.
Outside.
Just adding a Y to a guy's name doesn't really qualify as a nickname, you know? But for Sam Fuld, I think I'd call him Glass Half.
I like
it. Told you one of the best I ever heard was my manager in AAA, Rocky Bridges. Named one of our pitchers Shampoo. And none of us could figure it out. And the kid was a former high school wrestler from Oklahoma. Great big strapping kid. Called him Shampoo because he was all head and shoulders.
Very nice. See, Bard wants it up. That's where it is. 1-2 on Fukudome with Terrio on deck. Kosuke 2 out of 3. As he went into the game 0 for his last 14. Started the game with a double on the very first pitch. Rocks and fires, and Kosuke gets a piece of it. Teddy ball game, and Demp. A couple more nicknames. And Cubs dugout. Teddy ballgame certainly fits Ted Lilly like it did Ted Williams. He's a gamer.
Maybe not as accomplished a hitter as Carlos Zambrano, but a guy that enjoys the offensive side of the game every opportunity he gets.
2-2 on Kosuke. 3-1 Cubs. They got 2 in the second on the big Z 2-out 2-run double. And then a homer from Aramis Ramirez in the third. Full count. Popped into center. Niger Morgan catches, and that's the inning. Clippard goes 1-2-3. Stretch time from DC. It'll be a pinch hitter, then Morgan and Johnson for the Nationals in the bottom of the inning.
Our 737s fly to over 65 cities across the country every day.
Your final boarding call.
Each with an average speed of 590 miles per hour. Almost as fast as you. Nothing's going to hold you down. Starting August 16th, fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to Boston Logan for just $89 one way. Bags fly free on Southwest, so our low fares stay low. Grab your bag. It's on. Book now at southwest.com.
I'm rethinking everything, including who I trust to look after my money.
The dust might be settling. That's great, but I'm not.
I guess I'm just done with doing nothing, you know? I'm not thinking about moving my money. I am moving it.
Every drive can be broken down into millions of tiny moments. And in each of these moments, the LS is learning how you shift, how you accelerate. It's even learning body temperature, so that when each journey ends, the LS is a different car, one that's a little more educated about a subject called you. The Lexus LS.
Time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. Carlos Zambrano takes that breaking ball down the line and right for a two-run double. Came with 2 outs and gave the Cubs the lead. And they have not relinquished it. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Sean Marshall from Richmond, Virginia. He'll pitch here in the bottom of the 7th. As Austin Kearns will be the pinch hitter. Kearns has not played a whole lot. He has had 17 total plate appearances over the Nationals' last 22 games. And he hits a foul pop. It'll find the seats.
Well, there was a time in their respective careers that Austin Kearns and Adam Dunn, the 2 young stud outfielders for the Cincinnati Reds, it was a toss-up which guy you would want on your ball club if you had an opportunity to acquire either one of them. Austin Kearns burst on the scene back in 02, hit .315 with 13 home runs as a rookie, came back the next year with 15 home runs in only 82 ball games, but then suffered a right shoulder injury, and he just really hasn't developed into the kind of player I think a lot of people thought he was going to be.
0-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. We've seen a lot of strikeouts lately from Cubs pitchers. Z struck out the last 2 batters he faced in the 5th. And Aaron Heilman struck out the first 2 he saw in the 6th. And Sean Marshall with some high heat, getting Kearns here in the 7th. Morgan is 3 for 3. And he bunts and it kicks foul. The line all the time. A man's got to know his limitations, and I think Niger Morgan understands the type of player he is. We never see him swing for the fences. He clearly works on his bunting a lot. Hits the ball on the ground a ton, and he's going to be thrown out by Mike Fontenot. But not everyone, like Niger Morgan, plays the game like he does. Some guys get homer happy who shouldn't be doing that. I'm sure there'll be a stretch in his career where he'll hit a home run or 2 and then say, oh man, this feels good. But that's not his game.
Yeah, well, we saw it in the first 3 at-bats of the ball game for Niger Morgan against Big Z. All 3 balls were hit to the left side of the field where he can really take advantage of his speed, force the defenders to make that long throw from the left side of the infield, or in the case today, he got a couple of them through into left field for base hits.
and one on Nick Johnson. Cubs pitchers have done an excellent job throughout this series. The Nationals have scored 3 runs in the first 2 games combined. That's deep to right. Bradley's back on it, and it's going to be off the American League out-of-town board. And Johnson will pull up at second base with a double to bring the tying run to the plate.
I think there are occasions that left-handed hitters will go to the plate against a left-handed pitcher and sit on a breaking ball the entire at-bat. That time Nick Johnson got a good curveball from Sean Marshall. It was going to be a strike, but it looked like he was waiting on that pitch and crushed it off the board in right field.
Carlos Marmol is in the Cubs bullpen as Marshall faces Zimmerman with 2 outs. You have another lefty on deck in Adam Dunn. So this was the inning for Marshall, facing Morgan and Johnson. Hopefully he doesn't have to get to Dunn. The 0-1 pitch. Bouncer past Marshall, but right to Fontenot. A tough night for Zimmerman continues. He's 0 for 4. And we're off to the 8th. Still Cubs 3. Nationals 1.
Miller Genuine Drive, cold filter, never heat pasteurized, delivering unmistakable, fresh from the tap taste, anywhere, every time.
Where's that former American League home run champ?
Everything's good.
You didn't have to face me.
Stacy and I thought it was Lou All's best game of the year.
Did you see Kane go in and score last night? He turnstile that guy.
I'm a basketball guy.
Comcast Sportsnet's all-star lineup.
Went crazy. Now that's supposed to be. Down here, please.
And that's how the batting game got started.
Fans just like you.
Hey, deep dish, big boy. Want some water?
Find all the greats on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Now at Chili's, 3 courses, 2 people, $20.
Welcome to Chili's.
Start your 3-course meals with a shared appetizer. For a second course, choose 2 entrees from over 15 Chili's favorites, like our Big Mouth Bites, the mini burgers with giant layers of flavor, or a half rack of our triple-basted baby back ribs. Then save some room to share a decadent dessert. A lot of bold flavors for a limited time only. Chili's, 3 courses, 2 people, $20. Miller Genuine Drive, cold filter, never heat pasteurized, delivering unmistakable, fresh from the tap taste, anywhere, every time.
If you're traveling and can't watch your Cubs on TV, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Cubs.com, where baseball is always on. 27,581 in attendance tonight, and we'll have a post-game fireworks show as Mike McDougal has been closing for the Nationals. Will pitch here in the 8th inning as the Cubs lead 3-1. Signed a minor league deal on May 3rd after getting released by the White Sox on April 29th. And he was brought up from AAA Syracuse on May 29th. Say they've had some bullpen issues would be a huge understatement. Ryan Theriot takes ball 1. And the worst bullpen ERA in the majors. They have 30 relief losses, 13 more than any other bullpen in the major leagues. 20 blown saves already. I say this partly in jest, but Manny Acta, who's now sitting at home and will eventually be looking for work, it is one headache he doesn't have to deal with anymore, and that is dealing with a bullpen that has been pretty bad.
I guarantee you the food tastes a little better, the beer's a little colder, and Manny Acta's sleeping a lot better at night now that he's away from this bullpen. McDougal, a guy that was a former #1 draft pick of the Kansas City Royals and has been a reclamation project almost from the moment he signed.
Dusts Terrio 3-2.
Just has a lot of trouble consistently finding the strike zone, has a very violent delivery and just can't seemingly find a consistent release point for any of his pitches, including that last fastball up and into Ryan Terrio.
Foul.
And you can see why teams are intrigued by McDougal. That last fastball at 96 miles an hour. He's got a very live arm. It's just he's never quite sure where it's going when it leaves his hand.
He was an all-star with Kansas City in a 20-save 2003 season, and he just walked the leadoff man Terrio. How much weight did you gain after your managerial career ended in 04?
Oh, quite a bit.
You ate ice cream every night.
Every night. Homemade ice cream on the patio.
I bet it tasted really good.
Because unfortunately, the first 3 months of that 04 season, I didn't have a lot of appetite.
Derek Lee finds right center. First and second, no outs.
Just a little bit, but Derek Lee, as always, strong enough to muscle that ball out there. Got jammed a little bit, but still gets a base hit into right field. The "Let's go Cubbies" chant going up here.
Well, Jim Riggleman's used to that. Having managed the Cubs. To Ramirez is a little too high on a fastball at 96.
Well, and as a manager, you sit down with your pitching coach every day and you go over your roster and who's available out of the bullpen today. How much can I get out of this guy? How much can I get out of that guy? Who do we need to stay away from? And then you try to plot it out in your mind ahead of time. Well, if my starter gets in trouble early, I can go to this guy and hopefully he'll give me a couple of innings. But when it gets to the point as a manager, when you look at that lineup card and you don't like any of the options that you have, that's when it really gets to be a grind.
The kick in the 2-0 is a called strike. Ultimate drive of the game. Bam. Back in the third inning.
That'll make that left shoulder feel a little better.
Quick and strong with that lead arm to
Still 2-2, 97 that time from McDougal. Are leading the Brewers 3-0 in the 7th tonight in Cincinnati. Cardinals are ahead 1-0 over Arizona in the fourth as Albert Pujols has hit his 33rd home run. Didn't do a whole lot during the All-Star festivities, but back to the games that really count. He is doing the job. There's a pop-up on the infield, caught by Johnson in foul territory, 1 out. Bradley's 1 for 2 with a walk, and he scored a run back in the second. Chance to go through a lot of the letters and emails that we get throughout the season during the All-Star break, and I certainly thank all the fans who write to us. Strike one. We got some letters from students in the Chicago City Day School, the Brains and Baseball campers. We've gotten letters from them, I think, just about every season. We've been in the booth, Mrs. Barth and Mr. Matthews, the teachers. And we got nice letters from students Elizabeth Carlson and Lily Kiterlin. Not hit hard, but they're going to still turn 2. Nope. Yes, it will be 2. Didn't know if Lee actually was tagged by Harris, but he was. And that'll go 4-3 to end the inning. So the Cubs blow an opportunity, 2 on, nobody out. It's still 3-1 to the bottom of the 8th.
The Pontiac summer closeout is here. Hurry to get the Pontiac you want before they're gone. The price on the tag is the price you pay. Get a 2009 Pontiac Vibe for $13,708 after all offers. Or get 0% APR for 60 months on most 2009 Pontiac models. All are backed with the best coverage in America, including a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Get some excitement while you still can during the Pontiac summer closeout. Find your local dealer at PontiacDrive.com.
Subway flatbread sandwiches. Took Subway to make a flatbread sandwich great. They flooded the tubes and launched a flatbread-flavored torpedo right at your kisser. This sumptuous flatbread'll sink your taste buds to delicious depths. Grab your floaties and try it with any Subway favorite, like the tempting chicken and bacon ranch, or our famous Italian BMT with pepperoni, salami, ham, and melted cheese. Hot, tasty, fresh toasted flatbread sandwiches. Subway. Eat fresh.
Skin cancer is of epidemic proportions with over 1 million new cases diagnosed in America this year. Cancerous moles or spots are asymmetrical, borders irregular, color changing, diameter enlarging, and evolving means that any change that's occurring.
How about early detection?
Well, early detection is crucial. And remember, if you can spot it, you can stop it.
Come to the free skin cancer screening this Saturday from 8 to noon at Soderstrom Skin Institute, 1800 East 54th Street at Waterford Place, Davenport.
Fisher with this Toyota Sports Night update. Todd Hollinsworth joins me after the game for Lowe's Cubs postgame live. Then tonight at 10 o'clock on Sports Night, Luke Stuckmeyer and Sarah Kustok they'll recap both the Cubs and Sox games, as well as day 1 of the Blackhawks convention. That's later tonight, but now let's go back to Len and Bob in Washington.
Thanks, Gail. Bottom of the 8th, and with Adam Dunn leading off, Sean Marshall's going to pitch to him. Marvel's ready, possibly for Willingham. Here we go. Strike 1 on Adam Dunn. It's a 4-game series, so you're just kind of hoping that when Dunn does make good contact, it's not in a big spot. He hasn't yet. He has struck out 5 times and walked twice in the series. Bradley will make the catch, battling the lights a little bit. 1 out.
I'll tell you, Len, a lot of good things happened in the ball game tonight, but most of them have been defensive plays. A big strike 'em out, throw 'em out back in the first inning by Coy Hill, and then a play to end that first inning. Mike Fontenot with the backhanded toss, glove to Ryan Theriot, and of course the great catch by Micah Hoffpower couple of rows up into the seats to get the Cubs out of the inning. Good defense tonight.
A nice job by Sean Marshall. Gave up a hit, no runs in an inning and a third, and here comes Carlos Marmol. 3-1 Cubs.
You know, I sell tools. Tools are uncomplicated. Nothing complicated about a pair of 10-inch hose clamp pliers. You know what's complicated? Shipping. Shipping's complicated.
Not really. With priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, shipping's easy. If it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
That's not complicated.
No.
Come on.
But a handshake?
Right.
All right.
Priority mail flat rate boxes. Only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
Let's go, man! 2 beers. Are you insured? Do you know when your beer is perfectly cold? Or do you risk drinking a warm one? If you have the new Coors Light cold activated can, you're covered. Because now every can turns blue. Your beer is as cold as the Rockies. It's cold insurance. Only from Coors Light. Cold beer. That's our policy.
You might want to put something cold on that. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
During the Audubon for All event, you can get great deals.
It's perfect. I just want to make sure it's the right decision.
Future us? We got here as quick as we could.
Look, it's the CC. You don't pay for scheduled maintenance, you get the car of your dreams. Seriously, us. Just drive it. You're right.
Let's take this one. It's a time-space continuum thing.
The future.
Now during the Audubon for All event, get 0% APR on a 2009 CC. Hurry in before your future Volkswagen is history.
Now the Felco Cubs upcoming schedule. We're back on Comcast Sportsnet Monday night from Philadelphia. Hopefully Ted Lilly will be ready to go against right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. Off day next Thursday, and then back home to play Dusty Baker's Cincinnati Reds. Here's Carlos Marmol, who worked a 1-2-3-8. He walked Niger Morgan, but he picked him off, so he faced 3 in that inning. Didn't give up a hit. And he'll face Josh Willingham with 1 out. No strikes. Slider missed inside, 2-0. Lefty Joe Beimel in the Nationals bullpen. Have to figure you're going to read his name a lot in terms of those trade rumors coming up for the non-waiver deadline. I think anyone over the age of 30 on this Nationals roster is probably going to be mentioned in some sort of trade rumor. 3-0. Carlos trying to find that strike zone. Working from the stretch with nobody on. There's a strike. 3-1.
I know this is not news to Cub fans that have been following the action closely, but Carlos Marmol's already walked more guys this year than he did all season last year.
Strike 2.
Works his way back into the sequence here against Willingham. 3 previous at-bats for Willingham against Carlos Marmol. All 3 have resulted in strikeouts.
The 3-2 pitch, he struck him out that time as well.
Missing badly with a couple sliders early in the sequence. He throws an absolutely perfect 2-strike slider over the outer part of the plate, breaks it off the outside corner for strike 3.
Willie Harris walked with the bases loaded in the first inning. Retired on a great catch in foul territory by Michael Hoffpower in the 3rd, and then was caught looking in the 6th against Aaron Heilman. 0-2.
Carlos Marmol's altered his setup a little bit out of the stretch position. He always pitches out of the stretch, but he used to do that little thing where he held the ball out in front of him and looked at it and then snapped his head around to the hitter. He's just kind of standing upright on the mound now, hand down by his right leg, gets a sign from Coy Hill and goes right into his set position.
And maybe a little bit more upright. Deep right, Bradley catches. And that's it for Washington in the 8th. They only have one hit since the 5th. We'll go to the 9th. Cubs 3. Nats 1.
These two here, guys. It's all good, man. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. You know what? Follow me.
There you go, guys. Enjoy the game.
Heineken Light, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, can you pass me one? Please?
Heineken Light. Give yourself a good name.
Hey, Mom, I need some minutes.
I just gave you some at the restaurant.
Yeah, no, I threw them out. They were old.
Old?
So...
They're rollover minutes. They are as good as new. You know, not everyone gets to keep their unused minutes. And these days, we can't afford to be wasteful. Saving minutes.
Saves money. Yeah.
Only AT&T's Family Talk with Rollover saves your family's unused minutes. And saving minutes saves money. Get the LG Neon from AT&T. Now only $29.99 after mail-in rebate.
I am the strength and you are the breath, and you will grow, become the best, and in your time find blue skies everywhere.
For generations, families have built lasting traditions with the confidence that Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois will continue to be there for all the celebrations yet to come.
Find blue skies everywhere.
Cub fans, get ready for an exciting finish. Brought to you by New Finish Cling Instant Detailer. Now enhance your car's shine between polishing with Cling.
On Sunday, August 9th, minor league excitement returns to Wrigley Field with the second annual Road to Wrigley presented by National City, now part of PNC. Don't miss the action as the Iowa Cubs take on the Las Vegas 51s at Wrigley Field. Kids 14 and under, get your cleats. You'll get a chance to run the bases after the game. Order your tickets today at Cubs.com.
Fans hoping for a second straight Cubs win to begin the second half is good old number 97. Joe Beimel will take over for the home team. He's given up just 4 earned runs over his last 19 and a third innings. Angel Guzman along with Kevin Gregg. So my guess is, Greg, if the score remains the same, if the Cubs tack on like they did in the 9th last night, it'll be Guzman instead. Lefty versus lefty. Hoffpower taking a strike.
Has a little bit of that crossfire action. His delivery to home plate, he doesn't step directly towards his target, a little bit toward the first base side, really effectively hiding that ball for a long time. That tells me he's got a good move.
The end of the bat, he popped it up, and Gonzalez, the shortstop, will put it away. 1 out. Reed Johnson will bat for Mike Fontenot. So we can probably expect Johnson to stay in for defense. And Andres Blanco will probably come in as well. I'll tell you, Bob, you know who gives Lou, I think, some more options is Jeff Baker. Because he can play the infield and the outfield. And with Aaron Miles on the DL, Baker really provides that defensive versatility where you can go Blanco and Johnson and bring those guys in. You're still not really short on your bench. There's also that extra position player currently. Situation in terms of the pitching staff could change with Kevin Hart coming back on Sundays. Johnson strikes out. Theoretically, you could bring Kevin Hart back and swap out a position player, not a pitcher. We'll see.
And if the Cubs choose to go that direction, it'll probably be because of exactly what you mentioned, the fact that Jeff Baker can play anywhere on the field.
I mean, right now, Sam Fuld has become a luxury. And he's certainly earned the right to hang around here. But if the Cubs decide they would rather have an extra bullpen arm when Kevin Hart comes back, or to keep that extra arm, I should say, somebody like Fox or Fuld could be vulnerable. And I say Fuld just because of Reed Johnson kind of playing a similar role, but in the case of Jake Fox, he has a little bit of the advantage because he's a backup catcher. It's a pretty big advantage right now. Pulled by Coy Hill to the third baseman Zimmerman. On a good throw, but Johnson able to pick it and keep his foot on the bag. So Beimel works a 1-2-3 top of the ninth. And Kevin Gregg coming on to try to notch the save. 3-1 Cubs.
Auto Week raves. Toyota Camry is a perfectly boring automobile. Car and driver gushes. It's dull as dishwater. Good thing quality doesn't have to be boring. Nissan Altima undergoes over 5,000 quality tests and beats Toyota Camry in horsepower without sacrificing fuel efficiency. Some also say it's a whole lot of fun. Get Altima now for as little as $13,900 with government voucher. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
Technology can hold you back or set you free. Toshiba, the laptop expert, designs laptops to work the way you do.
Cold refreshment is an unstoppable force. Because every Coors Light can is cold activated. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies. The Coors Light cold activated can. Enjoy refreshment at its peak. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Reed Johnson comes into play left after pinch hitting. And Andres Blanco will play second base. Kevin Gregg will try to get the save. Last night he gave up a run in a non-save situation, but got those final 3 outs. hitting Josh Bard will start it for the Nationals. Here we go. Bouncer foul past Marquise Grissom, the first base coach. 1 strike on Bard. Good breaking ball in there for a strike on a slider. Gregg's been really good since the middle of May, so basically the last 2 months with a 1.78 earned run average. His ERA has gone from just over 6 down to the mid-3s. Struck him out, 1 away. Time for our Lexus Pursuing Perfection player of the game. It's got to be Carlos Zambrano. He would qualify for the win and also would qualify for the game-winning RBI for his 2nd consecutive start. Called strike on Gonzalez. Ronnie Belliard has jumped into the on-deck circle. Low and outside, 2-1. Tied him up that time, and off the handle he flies out to left. 2 gone in the ninth. Jump on that green line, the Metro, as they'll take the train back to wherever they're staying, and they'll be chanting "Go Cubs, Go" if Kevin Gregg can get Ronnie Belliard here.
Well, we've heard some a cappella versions of "Go Cubs, Go" on the road from time to time.
It's fun to hear Cub fans sing that song without the song being played. They could usually get through the first verse. Then they start going, "Go Cubs!" They pick it up when you get to that second chorus. 1-1 on Belliard. The kick and the pitch. 1-2 down to the final strike now. Kevin Gregg. Right there is about as excited as you'll see him. A 1-2 on the way. Belliard able to hold up. B.J. Rayburn made the call from first. Tying run will come up. And as Belliard picks up a pinch hit single. Here's Nigel Morgan.
Belliard just fights off a low fastball right there. Kind of a slashing inside-out swing to drive that ball into right field. Nose loose, signaling to Derek Lee to play behind Belliard over there at first base.
Fastball pops him in at 93 for strike one.
Even with 2 outs in the 9th inning, you have to be aware of the bunt from Nyjer Morgan. I'm kind of surprised Derek Lee's not playing a little closer to that base runner. Now with 2 strikes, everybody can back up.
Belliard takes off for second. And no swing by Morgan. Steal for Belliard. And he struck him out. Cubs win. 2 Ks in the 9th for Kevin Gregg. Boy, Cubs pitchers missed a lot of bats. From the 5th inning on, they had at least 1 strikeout in every inning. 2 strikeouts in 3 of the final 5 innings. And Carlos Zambrano has another game-winning RBI. He picks up the win. Gregg the save. 3-1 the final. Wasn't pretty early on. It was a lot prettier later for the Cubs.
It just seemed like both teams were searching for some kind of rhythm in the early going of this ball game. And fortunately, the Cubs found their rhythm before the Nationals did. Some great defensive plays early in the ball game to stymie what could have been a big inning for the Nationals, especially that first inning.
The producer of Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is Bob Albrecht. Our director, Dave Turner. Our associate producer, Tamara Anderson. Tracy Roberts, our stage manager in the booth. Mike Cumbo, our technical director. Our tech manager is Mark Harper. Jim Corno Jr. is the senior executive producer of Cubs baseball. And thanks to our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew here in Washington, D.C. Put the wraps on our game coverage, but stay tuned. We have more to come on Post-Game Live. The final score once again tonight. The Cubs 3, the Nationals 1. Our next Cubs telecast here on Comcast Sportsnet will be Monday night at 6 o'clock as the Cubs open up a 3-game series against the Philadelphia Phillies. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. And now for Bob and our entire crew, this is Len Casper. So long from Washington. Todd and Gail will take over now in our Comcast Sportsnet studios.
Thanks, Len. Gail Fisher here in our downtown Chicago studios. Todd and I are standing by for Lowe's Cubs Post-Game Live. We'll dissect tonight's game, plus we'll talk injuries. And that leads us to tonight's poll question. Which injury concerns you more, Alfonso Soriano's finger or Ted Lilly's knee? Log on to csnchicago.com to cast your vote. And we'll have the results on Lowe's Cubs Post-Game Live coming up next on Comcast Sportsnet.
Sitting on the couch just talking about it.
And then more and more people kept coming.
It was insane. We were there.
I know you do more brakes and mufflers than anyone, but do you really do shocks and struts too?
Yes.
Factory scheduled maintenance?
Yes.
Oil changes?
Yes.
Tire rotation?
Yes.
Belts and hoses?
Yes.
Headlights?
Yes.
Batteries?
Yes.
Back rubs?
Yes.
Come to Midas for the Midas Touch Maintenance Package. It includes oil and filter change, tire rotation, and a 45-point courtesy check. For brakes, maintenance, tires, and more.
Trust the Midas Touch.
Times have changed, especially when it comes to owning a home. At Wells Fargo, we're with you when you're wondering if it's the right time for you to buy, when you're not sure what you should spend, and when you want to find the right opportunity for you and your family. We're with you when it's time to make a house your home. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
When breaking news happens, the Comcast Sportsnet news team has it covered.
Breaking news out of Hallis Hall this afternoon. The Bears have acquired quarterback Jay Cutler in a deal with the Denver Broncos.
Congratulations to Derrick Rose, today named the NBA Rookie of the Year.
I consider myself, most blessed man on the face of the earth today.
Get all your Chicago sports news when it happens on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Menards. At Menards, you'll find big lumber yards, big selection, and big savings. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Midas, we're on this road together. Go to MidasChicago.com for valuable savings. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And by Toyota. See your Toyota dealer now to start saving now. This is Lowe's Cubs Postgame Live.
The Cubs make it 2 wins in a row in Washington as they beat the Nationals tonight 3-1. Carlos Zambrano doing it offensively and with his pitching as he picks up win number 6. Kevin Gregg gets the save. That's number 17 on the season for him. Hello and welcome to Lowe's Cubs Postgame Live. Gail Fisher alongside Todd Hollinsworth. Okay, it wasn't the most exciting game out there, but it doesn't matter because the Cubs got the victory. 3-1 is your final. So it's nice to see they kept it rolling. We had our moments in that first inning, a little bit sloppy play, but they recovered and went on and did what they had to do.
Well, pitching and defense. Carlos had the 40-pitch first inning, which made for a short outing for him tonight, 5 innings, but they were solid innings. He settled down. He got through 5. Great job by the bullpen. Only give up 2 hits in all of their work collectively. A great job shutting down the Nationals. This is what you want to do against a team like this. Jump on them, stay on top of them. You, very, very careful early in the game that you don't start playing to the level of your competition. I mean, this is a team that's 40 games under 500. You want to come out and make a statement early. The Cubs kind of came out a little bit flat tonight, but they were able to recover and get the win.
Let's take a look at the pitching recap then, and you'll see that Zambrano did only go 5 innings, but that was because of that big first inning where he really kind of worked harder than he needed to, so he threw about 114 pitches by the end. So, but his numbers otherwise are pretty good. He did strike out 6, walked 4. Again, that was early on. Zambrano doing it with the bat as well. So, Todd, he is our Philco star of the game.
Well, he brought his bat tonight, and he did a good enough job on the mound to win this ball game. Again, the 40-pitch first inning really set the stage for a short outing. The bullpen knew to be ready, and a lot of times it can help a pitcher sometimes when, unfortunately, you don't want to go 40 pitches, but at the same time, he knows he's got to maximize the bullets he's got left, and he did just that. He settled in. He threw his fastball for strikes. He was around the plate the rest of the time. He was able to change speeds, and he was very confident out there, and obviously Carlos is very confident with the bat. He had the big hit in the game, the 2-out, 2-run double that picked up this offense, and then you added an Aramis Ramirez home run later, and you get yourself a 3-1 ball game.
You know, it's almost like you have an American League team out there when Carlos Zambrano is pitching because this guy can rake.
Well, you've got an extra hitter, and he takes pride in hitting. When I had the privilege of watching him take batting practice for my few years here in Chicago, and he is a guy who takes this very seriously. He goes out there each and every time, and a lot of times, unfortunately, you can kind of watch Carlos. Sometimes his pitching is dictated by his hitting, and thankfully tonight he had the big hit in this game because he really did settle down after that, and it's a good example of how he does. Sometimes when he doesn't have good at-bats, you watch that he loses his composure out there on the mound a little bit. I would have to say he is probably the one guy in the National League who really enjoys what he does, both sides of the ball, both on offense and pitching as well.
Well, his 2 RBI was really all the Cubs needed, but they did get some insurance from Aramis Ramirez as we take a look at the Cubs box score. Not a lot going on here. They only had 7 hits, as we said. Big Z coming up with the big one that could have won the game right there. But Aramis Ramirez coming through, and that was great to see, simply because he hasn't played all that well since coming back from the injury, and a lot of people started questioning, Todd, is he 100%? He looks like he's in pain sometimes when he swings.
Well, so much has been said about this. Fans out there, you have got to remember, he had missed so much time. I think he missed 50 games. that it's going to take some time to get back up to Major League Baseball speed. And unfortunately, he really didn't even take that long of a rehab assignment because this team needed him back so quickly. His bat and his presence in the lineup is so important to this team who has struggled offensively this year. Now, the MO of the team has been pitching and defense. You got that tonight. You get the big home run from him. He was taking some pretty healthy swings out there tonight, which was fun to see because you're starting to sense that he is feeling good at the plate again. He hits that long home run. Again, so much is being made about, hey, is he healthy enough to get this team to where this team wants to go? Just give him some time, let him get comfortable in there. I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, so much burden on Aramis Ramirez to shoulder the load. As we hit our first break, let's check out our Cubs opinion poll question. Speaking of injuries, which injury now concerns you more? Is it Alfonso Soriano's finger or Ted Lilly's knee? Log on to csnchicago.com to cast your vote, and we'll have the results later on Lowe's Cubs Post-Game Live.
Go beyond the box score with Cy Young Award winner Steve Stone.
I've said that the Cubs are going to win the division all along.
Watch Chicago Tribune Live and Sports Night Weekly for baseball insight from the man who played on both sides of town.
I believe in Kenny Williams' mind, every year is a year where you go after a championship.
I've always said that anger is a luxury that a pitcher can't afford because it distorts your perceptions. That personifies Carlos Zambrano.
Steve Stone, every week on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Excuse me, would you eat 12 teaspoons of sugar?
What?
That's what's in your energy drink.
Oh, nasty.
Not only sugar, but 200 calories per can.
Look, all I want is energy.
Then try 5-Hour Energy. It has 0 sugar and only 4 calories.
It's kind of small, isn't it?
So it takes seconds to drink, and boom, you get the energy boost you want without the crash or jitters.
No crash, huh?
Still want that energy drink?
No, thanks. Take the 5-Hour Energy.
5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now.
No crash later.
Drive a 2009 Hyundai for thousands less. Only at Grosinger Hyundai Lincolnwood. How much less? 2009 Hyundai Sonatas are now only $13,900, and 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe's are only $16,900. Plus, buy a new Hyundai now and get gas for $1.49 a gallon for a whole year. With Hyundai's assurance powered by Price Lock, Grosinger Hyundai always offers the absolute lowest prices, the largest Hyundai selection, the best service possible, and only Grosinger offers a 3-day, 150-mile exchange policy on every new Hyundai. Get your Grosinger Hyundai Lincolnwood and save more now.
Where's that former American League home run champ?
Everything's good.
You didn't have to face me.
Stacy and I thought it was Lou All's best game of the year.
Did you see Shane go in and score last night? He turnstile that guy.
I'm a basketball guy.
Comcast Sportsnet's all-star lineup.
Went crazy. Now that's supposed to be down here, please.
And that's how the batting game got started.
Fans just like you.
A deep dish, big boy. Want some water?
Find all the greats on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Get closer to the field on game day as Comcast Sportsnet, Menards, and the Cubs team up to select 6 lucky winners to be a Menards Wrigley Field groundskeeper for a day. Winner will enjoy the full game day experience of preparing the friendly confines and will help drag the infield during the 4th inning in front of a packed house. Winner also receives 4 tickets to the game, a Menards groundskeeper uniform, and pregame photos on the field. To enter the Menards Wrigley Field groundskeeper for a day, visit any Menards location to pick up an entry postcard. Chicago Tribune Live, weeknights at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Time now for our 4 seasons Who's Hot, Who's Not around the majors. The Phillies' Raul Ibanez started the second half on fire last night, belting 2 homers against the Marlins. The Reds' Edwin Encarnacion had 4 RBI last night, and former Cub Jamie Moyer pitched 7 innings of shutout ball. Another former Cub, Chad Godin, did not have a good start to the second half. Neither did Homer Bailey, who allowed 7 runs to the Brewers. And Chris Iannetta went 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. Welcome back to Lowe's Cubs Postgame Live. Gail Fisher and Todd Hollandsworth here with you. The Cubs did not get this game off to a very good start. A little sloppy play in the first, but they did come back, and Mike Fontenot started it with some good defense in that first inning. Also, Michael Hoffpower with the catch of the game, if not the catch of the season. Let's start out with Fontenot's play here in the first.
Well, you realize how tough that play is when you make a flip on a backhand side from an infielder when you're not able to use your hand. I mean, that is something you practice a lot, and you've got to practice it. You'll see guys out there early, taking early work, doing plays like that. It is very difficult to get the ball. Sometimes it gets lost in the webbing. And this play right here, honestly, this may be the catch of the year in left field. And I think what's so funny about it is that he was taken out for defensive purposes later in the game. But I mean, no lack of concentration on this play, and that was the absolute key to it. If you watch Micah's face right there, he had his eyes on that ball the entire time, and nothing was going to stand in his way. He had to come around a little cutout right there where the fans were sitting, and the whole time, and basically just laid his life out on the line, jumping into the stands right there to come up with that catch. And again, like I said, I mean, he comes out of the game in the ninth for defensive purposes. I think he probably earned the opportunity to play the rest of the game out there.
That's the irony of it. Very funny, and I love the reaction of the fan who just gets, he had no idea
stunned.
He was going to get hit by Micah Hoffpower, but what a great catch. All right, still to come on the show, we'll discuss the Cubs' latest injuries. How will Alfonso Soriano's finger and Ted Lilly's knee affect the team in the short term? That's next on Lowe's Cubs Postgame Live.
CSNChicago.com is giving you exclusive access to your favorite Chicago sports team with blogs, expert analysis, special behind-the-scenes videos, and more. All from your favorite Comcast Sportsnet personalities. Only on CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by Toshiba.
Car and Driver says Nissan Altima delivers a level of fun that's missing from most other midsize sedans. Yes, you can get excitement and quality. The 2009 Nissan Altima ranked highest among midsize cars in the initial quality study by J.D. Power & Associates, with more horsepower than Toyota Camry and no sacrifice in fuel efficiency. Some also say Altima's breaking the mold. Get one as low as $13,900 with government voucher. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
My lottery dream. Well, why are you here? My ticket didn't win. I got a second chance. You can win 35 grand every weekday this summer with old tickets. I have old tickets. I know. I love those pants. You don't think they're too much?
The Second Chance Summer. Bring back your tickets. Bring back your dreams.
This quote of the week is brought to you by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich, in business for over 30 years. For an insurance quote for auto, home, life, or business, please call Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich at 847-825-4783.
Our family has owned and operated Cassidy Tire and Service for over 95 years, and your satisfaction always comes first.
With over 100,000 tires in stock, we guarantee to have the right tire at a great price.
We provide the services your car needs to keep it on the road longer.
And we offer free 25-point inspections and free alignment checks.
Because it's our job to make sure you're safe on the road.
At Cassidy Tire and Service, we do more and we do it better. So count on us to be your one-stop shop.
Tired of taking the train to work? Call 877-GET-ALONG. We've got the credit to hook you up with a new ride. Call 877-GET-ALONG and get off the train.
Weeknights at 11, the Monsters take over Comcast Sportsnet's late night with a special 1-hour encore of Monsters in the Morning. Catch the very best interviews and hottest sports topics from the morning show. Monsters in the Morning Encore, weeknights at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Taking a look at the latest NL Central Division standings, the Brewers lost tonight, so with the Cubs' victory, they are now tied with Milwaukee, 2.5 games back of the Cardinals. But the Redbirds are losing to Cincinnati right now, and if that holds up, the Cubs would only be 2 games back of St. Louis, leapfrogging Milwaukee. Well, the injury bug has reared its ugly head again for the Cubs. Alfonso Soriano was scratched from the lineup tonight with a dislocated pinky. And Piniella also said that Ted Lilly's left knee is sore, so he's been scratched from tomorrow's start. Here's the skipper on his 2 injured stars.
He's got some swelling in his pinky. And we're going to get him out of there today for sure, and we'll see how he is tomorrow. Lilly's been having trouble with his knee. Yeah, he's been having trouble with his knee, and we'll see how that works out.
All right, they are saying Soriano could miss a few days, 6, 7, maybe. But, Todd, I have to believe it's on his throwing hand. If you have a dislocated pinky, how will you throw? This has got to be perhaps a couple-week situation.
Well, I think more importantly is how's he going to hit. And I think tomorrow is going to be a big, temperature gauge for how this thing's going to play itself out. If he comes in tomorrow and there's significant healing and the swelling comes down, I think he's got a chance to come back quickly. Again, if it stays swollen and he's still uncomfortable, then, you're right. He may miss more time than that. Just when he really started to swing the bat just a little bit better. He had a good game last night. Of course, right there, the play that he hurt himself on wasn't such a good play at that time. But ultimately, I think, you want to get his bat in the lineup. You've got to have him in some levels. You've got to have him productive. Every time he kind of gets going a little bit, something like this seems to happen, whether it was the legs in years past. But you really do need to get him out there and contributing on a daily basis so that he can start performing to the level that the Cubs need him to.
Well, and he stayed in that game last night, so no one thought it was too bad. But obviously, it will cost him a few days out. Now, Ted Lilly apparently has had a bum knee. His last start out, before the All-Star break, this happened. He did not pitch in the All-Star game at all. And so now he will miss a start tomorrow. How serious could this be?
Well, it's certainly serious. He's your All-Star, and he's been the ace of the staff so far this season, definitely the most consistent. But I'm going to read into this a little bit, and I'm going to stay optimistic. I know his start's been moved back to the Philadelphia series, and I guess the first thing that came to mind for me was Chase Utley and Ryan Howard and some of these left-handed bats. And here you are playing, the Washington Nationals right now. You feel like, maybe you've got a little leeway here. You can still get some wins and withstand some injuries. You want your big guns going against the defending world champions, and by moving Lilly back, it gives him a few days rest, but you've also got him going into Philadelphia and against some of the best left-handed hitters in the game.
All right, so good strategy on the Cubs' part. Hopefully he will be 100% to face Philly. We are expecting him to pitch on Monday. As we head to break, let's check out our Cubs opinion poll question. Once again, one last chance to vote. Which injury concerns you more, Alfonso Soriano's finger or Ted Lilly's knee? Log on to CSNChicago.com to cast your vote, and we'll have the results next on Lowe's Cubs Postgame Live.
Celebrate the next 100 years of engineering excellence this summer with GMC, where the price on the tag is the price you pay on Acadia, the 8-passenger crossover from GMC. Get a fuel-efficient 2009 GMC Acadia for $29,376, or get 0% APR financing for 60 months on most 2009 GMC models. Acadia, engineering that happens when you never say never. Now at the GMC Summer Event.
Chicagoans love their pizza. That's why you come to Giordano's, some for 30 years now. We use only the finest ingredients to make Giordano's famous stuffed pizza, our equally famous thin crust pizza, plus salads, pastas, sandwiches, and more. Come on into Giordano's and celebrate 30 great years with us. Giordano's famous stuffed pizza. We made it good, you made it famous.
Experience the excitement of Cycling Friday, July 31st through Sunday, August 2nd at the 4th Annual Alexian Brothers Tour of Elk Grove. The world's top professional and amateur athletes will compete on the streets of Elk Grove Village in 15 races for $200,000 in prize money. The Alexian Brothers Tour of Elk Grove is ranked the #1 competitive cycling tour in the entire U.S. by USA Cycling. Experience the world's top cycling athletes in action. For more information, visit tourofelkgrove.com.
Welcome back. Time now for the results of our Cubs opinion poll question of the night. Which injury concerns you more, Alfonso Soriano's finger or Ted Lilly's knee? Wow, 96% of you say Ted Lilly's knee, and that's not even the more serious of the two injuries. Lilly is expected to pitch on Monday. Soriano could be out indefinitely. I think this sends a message, Todd, from Cub fans about how they feel.
Well, Ted Lilly's your all-star, #1, and Alfonso Soriano. I mean, the bench, honestly, for the Cubs, I mean, there's been great contributions all around from Iowa, from these young Cubs who have come up and contributed. So I think that you feel like you can withstand a little bit more of an injury there. At the same time, you can't replace an all-star starter, and if he misses any kind of significant time or if there's anything wrong, this is going to be a major blow to the Cubs organization and the team and the momentum that they're getting right now by winning these 2 games, and hopefully at least 1 out of the next 2, hopefully 2 out of the next 2 going into Philadelphia.
So they scratch Lilly for tomorrow. Hopefully he will pitch Monday against the Phillies. So Randy Wells gets the call in Game 3 tomorrow in Washington. As we take a look at tomorrow's starters, it will be Wells against Jordan Zimmerman. So another chance here for the Cubs to get a win, but Wells is going to have to do it on a little bit short notice, but he got rest over the All-Star break. He should be fine.
Everybody's rested right now. I think this is a great opportunity for him to come in. And, I mean, he's had to, I really believe the Cubs can come out tomorrow and score some runs and get some things going. To me right now, when you play teams that are this far, 40 games under 500, I mean, this is all about momentum. If you come out and you jump on these guys early, you can put them away, and that goes for the mound, that goes on defense, and that goes on offense. You've watched these last 2 games, that's how they played themselves out. The Cubs were able to get a little bit of a lead, and it's almost like the team kind of quits. I don't want to call them quitters. They're a big league baseball team, but when you get used to losing like this team has done, it's so hard to kind of regroup, and you don't want to give teams like this momentum, so it's so important. That's what you saw tonight, and that's kind of what I was afraid of, because you didn't want to give this game away, is that momentum that you see in the first inning. You don't want to play down to the level of your competition. You want to play up, and these are teams that they should, these are games that they should be winning, and if Washington's going to beat the Cubs, it would be because Washington's playing better than they have been this year. If the Cubs go in there and handle their job and do the things that they're supposed to do, they'll win this ballgame.
Perfect scheduling, by the way, to have Washington right after their All-Star break, but then you do have to go to Philadelphia, so as you said, you need to win as many games here because you'll have quite the challenge in Philly.
Well, for me, this season comes down to the second half on the road. I really believe that with all my heart. I look at how the schedule played itself out, but these are games you have to start winning. They're getting good mojo going on the road right now, and they want to run with it.
All right, well, that's a wrap for Lowe's Cubs Post-Game Live. Another Cubs victory in Washington. For Todd Hollinsworth, I'm Gail Fisher. Sports Night is coming up at 10 o'clock. Luke Stuckmeyer and Sarah Kustok will have a complete recap of the Cubs and the White Sox, plus they'll recap day one of the Blackhawks convention. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented to you by Lowe's. This season, spring starts at Lowe's. Let's build something together. Every weekday morning, wake up with the Monsters in the Morning.
When did you start slow down, the last year or two? Or?
Since I was about 6. Yeah. The Bears have been notorious, always strong defenses, run the football, and Jay's a thrower, so how that's going to mix, I don't know.
Traffic, weather, sports, and a whole lot of fun. Monsters in the Morning, every weekday morning from 6 to 9 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
The Pontiac summer closeout is here. Hurry to get the Pontiac you want before they're gone. The price on the tag is the price you pay. Get a 2009 Pontiac Vibe for $13,708 after all offers. Or get 0% APR for 60 months on most 2009 Pontiac models. All are backed with the best coverage in America, including a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Get some excitement while you still can during the Pontiac summer closeout. Find your local dealer at PontiacDrive.com.
When you're ready to tear it up, grab an energy drink. Woo!
When you've got a lot to do and you can't afford to let down, grab a 5-Hour Energy.
This is totally kicking.
5-Hour Energy keeps you going for hours without a crash, unlike that sugary kid stuff.
Whoa, harsh.
Well, there's over 12 teaspoons of sugar per can, just look.
Gross.
5-Hour Energy does it all without the sugar. You'll go from groggy to get it done.
You mean like work?
Yeah, you should try it sometime. 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash.
Your Quad City Steamwheelers celebrate 10 years of arena football in the Quad Cities. Join in with the whole family for an inexpensive night out and witness our run for a 3rd Arena Cup championship.
Watch the Steamwheelers take on the Iowa Barnstormers at the last home game of the season on July 18th. Free hot dog for every fan, and the first 1,000 kids receive a free autographed mini football.
Individual game tickets available now at the iWireless Center or Ticketmaster.com.
It's our 10th season, and we need you to pack the house.
Cubs and White Sox baseball all season long on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Major League Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you locally by the J.L. Brady Company.
Field, these NFL players prove to be men with big hearts in a place far away from Soldier Field.
It doesn't matter, who you are, where you're from, what you have. We can all do little things to impact someone's life in a positive way.
And in an unexpected twist, their humanitarian work turns into a life-saving mission. Then Net Impact goes inside the boxing ring to see a pair united, yet their worlds are divided. We'll explain. And racing fans, a behind-the-scenes look at what's known as the Monster Mile experience. Fasten up. Net Impact starts right now. welcome to this edition of Net Impact. I'm Art Fennell, your host for the next half hour. It's the stories that captivate us, that inspire us to want to do better in our lives. And we have found that story with two NFL players from the Chicago Bears whose humanitarian mission in Africa literally saved one little girl from dying. Dan Jiggets of Sportsnet Chicago reports on the Gridiron Guardians.
We're thinking, like, is it a coincidence? You know, how are we in the right place? It was just, I think God just puts people in the right time and right place for things like this, for situations like this, and we didn't pass it by.
Adewale Ogunleye and Israel Adonijah, two defensive linemen and two teammates, united in a goal to establish NFL supremacy. But away from football, there's another purpose that unites them, in a place a world away from Soldier Field.
In our everyday life, it doesn't matter, you know, who you are, where you're from, what you have. We can all do little things to impact someone's life in a positive way.
In springtime, during NFL hiatus, a special convoy of players got together for a unique road trip. And for this band of humanitarians, well, for some of them, it was an unforgettable journey home.
Tell us a little bit about how this all got started and who was with you guys when you went.
I was with Israel. Tommy Harris was in Nigeria also. This trip was basically twofold. We wanted to have a football camps where we were teaching NFL-style football to Nigerian youth, and also have medical clinics where we were servicing rural cities in outside of Lagos and outside of Abuja, the capital of Nigeria, and it worked out well.
Adonijah was born and raised in Nigeria, and there aren't many athletes who can claim to have royal status, but Ogunleye is recognized as a prince. When they are among the people of their homeland, there is great respect and affection. And for Wale and Izzy, the feelings are mutual.
Well, let me clear this up, okay? Israel Adonijah is the man wherever he goes.
Is that right?
He doesn't need any help. As soon as we walk off the plane, he's got about 8 bodyguards ready. Like, Mr. Adonijah, what do you need? So he doesn't need me for anything. Let me clear that up. One day, just strolling down the hall, I went to his room, opened his door. He had a whole village in his room, and he was like dictating to people in there. Like, what? Yo, I'm telling you. He runs things, I'm telling you. They don't care about the football side. It's more like our sons are back. Wale and Izzy are back from the United States at their long extended visit, but they're back home, and we get that kind of love, and it's a love that is hard to explain. It's almost like a love that a mother has for their son, and the whole country has it for us. That's you?
That's the link.
And within that crowd is a child named Segun Asman, a child of Nigeria with playful eyes and a spirit that lives inside every 4-year-old. But beyond Segun's smile was a very sick little girl in desperate need of help. Segun was born with a life-threatening defect, a hole in her heart. As word spread about her condition, an organization called the Heart Gift Foundation was able to help.
Her mother was a big advocate for her care. There was another little boy in her neighboring village named Mohammed Zaidu, who had been a heart gift patient the year before. And Zaidu's parents had gone home singing the praises of Heart Gift and what the doctors in America had done for their son. And so she emailed us. She just flat up got up and emailed us.
The $15,000 for Segun's surgery was paid in full by Heart Gift. But there was a major snag. Airfare to the United States was not part of the funding.
I was like, it can't be happening to this girl. She's so full of life. Even when I wrote a letter to Lisa Rodman, the executive director of Heart Gift, I said, she's full of life. And each day I wake up to the reality and the fact that she might die if something does not happen quickly. It pains my heart. We started talking to people. Fortunately, I met this congresswoman who happens to be Wale's aunt. And she said, my nephew who plays football in America is in town. I'm sure he will step in to want to do something for you. And I was like, I thought the money was going to come from her.
Both Wale and Izzy pooled their own resources for the flight that saved Shagun's life.
Wale's aunt came up to me and told me about the child and the situation, and spoke with her mother. And it was just, when you look at her, it's a no-brainer. You know, a beautiful young girl, and you know, just needs this operation for her heart to get on the right track for life.
I was grateful. I was dumbfounded. I couldn't believe what was happening. Is this a dream? Is it reality?
From Nigeria, Shagun and her mother Funmi made the trip to Austin, Texas. That's the home of the Heart Gift Foundation, where saving children's lives is the business they're in. On April 13th, surgery was performed to correct Shagun's heart.
When I met her, her heart was markedly enlarged, about twice its normal size, and clearly is showing evidence or signs of the heart being very compromised because of this extra blood flow through that blood vessel. So it's very important that we close it so that her heart can recover to normal, and she will then have a wonderful normal life.
These kids come for 5 to 6 weeks and stay in a host home, and we put them in the same home where they speak the same language, perhaps have the same spiritual beliefs, and you take any one of those 3 legs away, take away the host family or the doctors or the donors, and we wouldn't have a program.
Shagun passed her test with flying colors. She's a vibrant young lady ready to take on the world, and within the circle of angels who made the miracle possible, there are 2 men who played a big part. Men with big hearts who saved the heart of one.
Once you give that gift of life back to someone, I guess you always want to know how are they doing, how are things working, and I have the feeling that great things are ahead for that young lady.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's kind of like we were on the Maury Povich show, and now the verdict is out. We are both the daddy. You know, we're gonna be attached. We're gonna be we're gonna be attached to her for the rest of her life. So we're in. Yeah, the DNA came in.